So everybody out there in podcast land, start this podcast, and from the beginning to the end, I want you to drink a shot every time Levy has to stop talking about whatever he's talking about because he can't remember what the fuck he was talking about.
Apparently it doesn't hold enough. It doesn't hold very much weight.
That's something.
You know?
Yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
To say it.
Absolutely not. Which is why, like, you know, in like say in Street Fighter game development, Capcom is always looking to make balance adjustments and whatnot, right? So they're keeping it near to the community, listening to what people are having to say about certain characters, this, that, and the other thing, right? So, fuck.
It's gone.
You know, I was wondering where Levy was trying to go with it, and I should have known that at some point Levy would also be wondering where Levy was trying to go with it.
I usually time it. I'm trying to figure out if it's a time thing or if it's a word number thing. Like if he hits 20 words and then it's like gone, or if it's like after 8 seconds.
I'll tell you what goes on. I'm gonna tell you what goes on in Levy's brain during something like that. You know those fucking. Imagine you're like in a cave and it's like a bunch of like complicated tunnels and paths and all that shit. Like Levy will start down a path and then he'll take 2 or 3 fucking turns and then before you know it, he's lost down there forever.
I see it. I visualize it as a Tetris game where all the blocks are falling and he has a match right in the beginning, but then they crowd at the top and then it's all over. Game over.
They're all worried. They're not even blocks. They're words at this point, and they're all coming down. And he's got to pick which ones he wants to tell us. So he just picks a few of them out of the whole pile.
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so huge.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo. He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either. So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. Welcome, everyone, to episode 151 of the extremist, valiant, humorist, comical, entertaining, nefarious, Blackout and Shout podcast. I will be your host this evening. To my virtual crisscross, we have Mr. Levy Curry. Round of applause for Levy Curry, everyone.
Why you gotta go to me first, man?
Hey, Levy Curry. Alphabetical.
Oh. All right.
You can't see me right now, but I'm tapping my first 2 fingers together on each hand because I can't really clap right at the moment, but I'm trying. Yeah, it's like a golf. It's a little, yeah.
So how you doing tonight, Levy?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's life? Levy? Hello?
Yeah.
How's life? How are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's breaking up.
You sound
I think
sad.
Levy's breaking up.
Is he breaking up?
I think
or
so.
Is he just not answering? Oh, he's laughing.
Oh my God, he ate a brownie. He did.
Did he?
That is a. Did you eat a brownie?
Oh.
Oh, you're like breaking up. You're. He totally ate a brownie. Mm-hmm. Brownie laugh.
Very gummy.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Damn. I wish you know what? I'm gonna text Vanessa and ask her to bring me one up. Levy, we have to coordinate a little better. Like if you're gonna be on the brownie, dude, you gotta hit me up and let me know so I can get on a level with you. Because I know how much Jed enjoys it when you're cooped and I'm cooped and he's not.
Yeah. I was just sighing, thinking about the whole situation again. about the future edits that I'll have to be making tomorrow night. So while our dear co-host Levy recovers, to my other virtual diagonal, Mike Kincaid, internet celebrity, everyone. How are you doing this evening, Michael Kincaid?
I'm doing all right. I was busy. It was a busy work week, but a decent work week. I'm getting a little annoyed with this cast, man. Having my arm in this cast sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt. I'm over it. I just want to be able to use both fucking hands again, as opposed to just like 8 fingers worth.
Right.
But other than that, everything is going all right.
I was weird. I don't know if you caught up with the chat or not today, but I was talking to Josh and a couple of people who were just talking about like how he mentioned something about having Blackout and Shout groupies or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're the number one first king groupie of the whole show, man. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I said, no, like you interviewed Mike way back when. And I was like right in the beginning. And he was like, oh yeah, it was like the TF Con in October. And then you guys started the podcast in September of 2016. So it was like 6 years ago.
I'm trying to think if that happened before the podcast started or that was the year after. That was probably before or same year. It was the same year. So it was like a month before or a month after we started the podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah,
yep.
That's true. I saw the nickname was changed, but I didn't understand the reference. And I did not scroll all the way back up to.
He's like, I'm not a groupie. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, you were right there in the beginning.
Yeah, he was.
He was the first like little screaming girl, coming. Oh, Mike Kincaid, can I interview you?
Yeah, Jared hit me with one at when we went to see the Joe's Optimus Prime up in Bangor that one day, whatever, a couple weeks ago, and I was taking pictures of the truck and shit like that, and then Joe came up and he's like, "Yo, man, can I get a picture with you?" And Jared, I think if I remember correctly, even did it with like the high voice too, internet celebrity, or some shit. And I'm just like, come on, man.
So funny.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, an all right week.
I gotta send you the stuff yet, but you sold one of your prints.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday.
Word. Yeah. Which one?
The movie poster.
Yeah. I got to do more of those. I got to do more like comic book covers and like people like the scenes and shit if they're super iconic, like the Sherman Dam one or whatever. But like people really kind of eat up the movie poster and like the comic book covers.
It was not to say that your art is not worth it, but the person was from Canada. They paid like $30 with the shipping and everything for that. So so they must have really liked it.
Word.
Yeah.
I went to see Disturbed on Wednesday.
Are they still a band?
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
It was a rough night because Dave Draymond he was sick, and I could tell right away because like when they came out, man, they did like their first 5 or 6 songs or whatever, and I'm like, he don't sound good. Like, and I know he's a good singer. I mean, he's not in my wheelhouse as far as singers go because he sings a lot of shit the same way. Like that like syncopated and kind of cadence that he uses in just about every song that they do or whatever. But he didn't sound very good. He was like flat on a bunch of stuff, not horribly flat, but flat enough that you could tell, and he didn't bring it up as an excuse. Like, hey, I sound like shit. And this is why, because I don't feel good or whatever. But he brought it up in passing, and it's like, all right, well, that makes sense. So it was a little bit of a rough night because of that, but the band sounded pretty good. They were definitely one of the bands I enjoy more live, like, because like I said, it was kind of like Godsmack. Like I'm not really much of a Godsmack fan, but when I saw them live, I was like, man, they were a really fucking good live band, and Disturbed was pretty good. But they had some band open up for them that made Nickelback sound like Led fucking Zeppelin, dude. I mean, you want to talk about, and I'm going to put them on blast because they were that bad. I gotta look up the name real quick. They were called New Medicine. So the dude, there was nothing original about him. The dude, the singer, when he came out, like, if they would have fucking shut the power down after the first song, I'd have been like, oh, well, maybe they're kind of like worth looking up on YouTube and hearing a little bit more of them, because I'm a sucker for like a stompy, like, you know, like a stomp type of song, you know, like where it's just that fucking bass snare, and they giving it that like one note bass line and shit, and they got some heavy shit going on top of it. Like I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. And their first song was a little like that. But then the rest of the fucking music, it was first of all, the guitar player was a hack, and I'm a hack. So for me to see another guitar player and be like, that guy's a fucking hack, like, he was a terrible fucking guitar player. And then all the hooks were like you ever hear one of them bands that just everything is like cliche shit, you know, all their verses are made up of cliches, and then their hook is a cliche with soaring harmonies. You know, this is a song about drinking. This is a song about believing in yourself. This is a song about never giving up, and like one after another. And I'm just like I couldn't fucking roll my eyes back in my head any further than
that's Journey's greatest hits right there.
Yeah. But like Journey did it in a time where, you know, that was the 80s, man. You know, like this ain't the fucking 80s anymore. And as much as I love 80s style metal, like, and I'll go back and listen to that shit, and a lot of my favorite bands at least have evolved since that time. And when they write modern stuff, it doesn't fucking sound like that anymore. So you can still listen to it. Like, it just sounded like it was Nickelbacky. It was like it was like, you know, 2020s cock rock, but who the hell want, like, you know, and of course the broad that was sitting next to me was like fucking loving it, you know, but it was, take it from me, it was terrible. But Disturbed was good. New Medicine. Everybody look them up and fucking listen to how fucking terrible they are. And if you get that one song that's stompy and you think that they're good, click on something else and that'll suck. I promise you, at least one of the first two things that you click on will suck, if not both of them.
I should make that the intro music each week.
Yeah. It's like, good fucking grief, man. And the lead singer, in between songs, he talked like Fred Durst would talk. Like his, you know, whatever they call that, his cadence or whatever, you know, you're a voice actor, like how people deliver their lines and shit. Like, he just had this like real like Fred Durst thing going on about him. And I just wanted to fucking choke him out, but I was 25 rows back, so I couldn't. So Music Fest. Yeah, but Disturbed was good. Music. We went down to Music Fest again last night, and I don't know what the fuck we're doing this weekend, but yeah, it was an all right week, man. It was an all right week. Yeah. Cool.
So, Levy.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about your things that you got this week? Past week?
I got Mafex.
Company. Just
Mafex Nightfall Batman.
Oh,
so
was that the is that the Azrael Batman?
Yeah,
the blue and the yellow. That one armor.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Does it come with like a sword?
No. No, just his Batman stuff. He's got like multiple hands. He's got like a shooting little bat flechette.
I don't know what that is.
Launcher.
What's a flechette?
Yeah, flechette. You know, it's like fuck.
I honestly don't know what that is. I have no idea what that weapon is.
Yeah, look it up. I can't describe shit right now.
Okay, you can move on. You don't have to get it for me. I can look at myself.
A flechette is a pointed steel projectile with a vane tail for stable flight. The name comes from French flechette, little arrow or dart. It sometimes retains the acute accent in English. Flechette. They have been used as ballistic weapons since World War I. They're like, it's like almost like nails, but having a stabilizer on the back of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I muted myself because I had to run downstairs and grab a brownie, man. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I gotta get it in me now. So by the time weird news comes around, I'll be right in it.
Yeah.
So you get anything else besides Batman and his flechettes? Any other figures did you purchase past 2 weeks?
No.
Levy, can you just put your camera on and just pan your shit around the room, and me and Jed will just try to pick out what looks new?
No, I didn't get anything else.
Okay. Do you have any shout outs, Levy?
Oh, yeah, no.
Huh?
No.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like you need to shout out Vanessa for her baking skills.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Vanessa.
Betty Crocker of Jamaica.
Them too.
Mike.
Yes.
Same question. Get anything?
I
Purchase
did.
anything cool?
I got the three current Junkions, KFC Junkions, whatever their names are. Trash Bin, Wastoid, Gamma, and Trash Heap, I think his name was, or Rubbish or some shit. I don't know. One of them ones that Rubbish. Yeah, I can't remember if that was his official name or his third party name, but one of them is definitely named Rubbish. It was Rubbish. Yes, it was a Junkion. Yeah. So, and there's 2 more coming. I didn't bite on the Psykill one though. I did good there. I also got Kintaro, and he's awesome. This is Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Kintaro, and he's awesome, man.
Must feel good to get something from them that's not a ninja.
Dude, every time I see, like, you know what? I was actually kind of fired up when I saw their display case at San Diego, because they had a lot of shit in there, man. And yeah, there were your couple of ninja repaints, obviously, but between Kano and Katana and Shiva and Cabal, I think Liu Kang, there was like a pretty decent amount of non-ninjas in there and shit like that. So yeah, it does. A short answer to your question is yes. I love getting a Storm Collectibles box that does not contain a ninja. And I got Gung Ho, the redeco, the 80s deco, Gung Ho. I saw a lot of people complaining, and I don't blame them. I got the Walmart exclusive. It was him. I don't know if it was a Walmart exclusive, but it was from Walmart. It was him and the 80s deco Lady J, and they came in a bag separately, like a week apart, and both their packages were mangled. And I didn't really think nothing of it, because I planned on just cracking it open and displaying the figure itself anyways. I'm not really a package collector anymore, but I could see where people would be kind of fired up, because these particular packages were really awesome. Like, they were completely decked out in the 80s deco, with they just recreated the old school boxes, and I could really see like where, they would make a cool wall display in good shape. Yeah. But they the figures were all right, but they were really kind of mangled, the boxes themselves. So, but whatever. So yeah, that was all I got. Vanessa got me a gimbal, a new cell phone gimbal.
I think you mentioned that last time.
Did I mention that last time? Okay. I wasn't sure if I...
Or you were going to get one, because I remember you saying the app was old.
Yeah. I may have said that. I I was like looking to get a new one, and she's always struggling to find shit to get me for my birthday. So she ended up getting me that. But so that's, I ended up getting that. Yeah, my birthday was last week. So, and I got jailed on Facebook. I know you know that, but the crowd doesn't know that.
Happy birthday.
For asking my...
I'm sorry to hear that you went to jail.
My fiance for nudes. I should keep that in the DMs next time, I suppose.
You get jailed for that?
I got jailed for send more, or it was a happy birthday post. So it was like, thank you, send more nudes.
Wow.
And yeah. And it was like, I remember like the first or second time I was in danger of going to Facebook jail, they would send you a warning, like you leave the comment and then they would say, hey, this comment is like not cool. I can't remember how they worded it, against community standards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would ask you if you still wanted to leave the comment. And the first time I was like, well, yeah, I want to leave it. Like, what's wrong with it? And then I left it. And then I ended up getting jail after that. So that was my fault for being stupid. But the next time they gave me the option and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I've learned from my mistakes. And I deleted the comment and never paid the price for it. So I don't know why they don't do it that way. Like, why leave the comment and then it's like they take your comment down and boot you off the platform for a week, rather than, hey, this comment that you're leaving, you shouldn't leave. And it's like, okay, well, let me rewrite it or not leave it at all. But apparently that's not how they do it in Facebook land. So, and it was funny.
You're a multiple offender.
We were laughing about it too, because I did it right on my birthday and it was at 3:00. It was 3 p.m. So like from 3 p.m. on the rest of the day and the rest of the night, I was getting all these like, happy birthday posts and shit. Couldn't fucking respond or react to any of them. So I'm like, man, everybody's out there like, man, this dude's they probably weren't, but in my mind they were like, man, this dude's a dick. Not answering anybody.
They think that anyway.
Yeah.
Not just on your birthday.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking that.
Facebook probably doesn't warn you anymore because you've been in jail multiple times. You're
like I should know better. Yeah.
Right.
I just thought I just send more nudes. I couldn't even have fathomed the reality that we would be in where that would be an offense.
Well, it's like you're gonna have to go to my, touchy feely needs,
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be
a little more be a little bit more sensitive, Michael.
It would be they would give me a list
out there.
Number 1 on the list, things not to say. And number 1, send more nudes. Number 2, shit with like 7 E's.
Just print out like a couple of pages of your Facebook post and just red marker all over it. Like, no,
right.
No, that's wrong. Correct.
Like you're reprimanding a cat.
Yeah. With the water bottle. No.
But yeah, so that was my hauls. Shout out to everybody that sent me messages and shit for my birthday, and shout out to Nate for hosting our mini BNS pool party on Saturday. Me and Ness and Jared and Lisa and the kid and their kids went up to Nate's, so that was a good time. That's about all I got. Nothing to plug at the moment. Got some irons in the fire, but nothing finished as of yet. So cool. Jed, what about you?
Yes. Let's see. Well, fuck you, John Bailey. I know you're out there still lurking around, waiting for.
Was Taylor trolling or Tyler? I had Taylor on the brain. I talked to Taylor earlier, a different Taylor, but was Tyler trolling with his list of like?
Oh yeah,
he had to be, right. And it wasn't even about putting Peter Cullen in the number 4 spot. That was less offensive to me than John Bailey in the 2 spot. Like, I'm not concerned with what you don't like. I'm more concerned with what you do like.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That was all sarcasm.
Okay. That's good.
Satirical.
I thought I read that and I was like, oh no, he's what do they call that? He's regressing. He's regressing into 2018 Tyler again.
He did have a really funny post that I saw today on Facebook where the meme was like, I'm going to eat twice as much meat so that one vegan that's out there that's thinking they're making a difference makes no difference at all. Let's see. Back to me. So I got I think it's the No Way Home Iron Man. I think this was from got that in the mail. Got Play Arts Kai nerd thirsty Tifa version. Someone where she's like in the purple scheme. That and the Aerith, those are staying in the boxes for for collection on. I won't be opening for flipping eventually. And I got the Demon Slayer Figma and Nusuke. It's I know you guys probably don't watch it, but it's the guy with the boar's head on, for those who aren't familiar with the anime. And I ordered another Iron Man from Ami.
I didn't realize how much of an Iron Man fan you were until all these fucking hot toys. Like, did you always like Iron Man, or is this like a MCU thing?
It's I said the one time I didn't like Iron Man, but when I started Iron Man, for like $100 versus their $400 value, I suddenly become a hot toy.
So it could have been anybody. It could have been like anybody then, but it just happened to be Iron Man.
Well, I am a Spider-Man. Yeah, but no, there's there's ones that'll pop up.
Weirdest fucking collector I know, man.
Yeah, I am. So this is the chat. This is it's this one I liked because I'm kind of getting the ones that are like not the same thing, like different variations or whatever. But this one I like take all the arm, like a lot of the panels off, and you side gears and wires and shit like that.
Yeah,
like all over. It has like this cool like disassembled view to it. But yeah, man, when I see them pop up like that, and they're like basically new for less than I'll pay for like a fan's toy, or I'll grab it.
The Iron Man 2 logo in those pictures that you sent over, Jed, reminds me of the Batman logo from, it might even be the first Batman, the very first Batman,
it does.
Michael Keaton, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yep. So this will be 9 then total for Iron Man, 4 War Machines, and now this one will be coming. And there's a couple others, but they're like more expensive, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna get those. Or like something like Spider-Man from Far From Home, where he's in that like stealth kind of suit thing. I'm like, yeah,
right.
I don't need that, But give me a die-cast Iron Man, or even one that's like looks really good for like super cheap. Because I'll go on eBay and I'll be like, how much is this? How much is this going for? I'm like, $350. I'm like, $400. And I'm like, Ami's giving it to me for $110. Well, plus the $20-$30 shipping or whatever they're gonna hit me for. But still, if I ever decide to get rid of them, definitely they hold their value. So now I make it a daily routine that at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, I always jump on Ami and look for any type of new Iron Man that are there's a Soul Chigokin Voltron up there that I wanted to get, but they're asking like $400 for it.
Yeah,
I think that's a little bit too much for what is that, 6 figure, I guess, or something like that.
Something like
that. And just a word from our sponsor, Hidden Toys. Imagination on display for all your robot and superhero artwork needs. Visit hiddentoys.net or Etsy and search for Hidden Toys the shop. And now back to our program.
I like when you used to bust my balls about plugging my shit, and you do it with like a fucking voice and like go into commercial mode now.
Yeah, well, it is our sponsor.
Yeah.
So. You guys want to move on to the news?
Yes.
All right.
Levy will be joining us any second now.
Mm-hmm. He's there. I can hear him.
He's in the 700 level.
It's like when they're in the eaves on the stage on the side, you hear him, just chuckling away like the Phantom of the Phantom of the podcast.
Yeah, but in this case, it's like he's over there, but he has forgotten that he's part of the band. It's like, imagine that you're up there jamming and you look over and your bass player is just like sitting in a fucking chair off to the side.
It's like the left fielder in Little League who's just throwing stones at the fucking fence.
He's blowing the fucking the petals off the fucking dandelions and shit and chasing butterflies as game-winning doubles are flying over his head.
You know what? But that kid's gonna grow up to be a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, most likely.
Probably, started a new space race. Maybe invent an electric car.
Yeah.
All right, on to the deaths. So, did you guys hear that Anne Hesh died?
Did she? I saw that she was in the accident, and I saw the article that says that they didn't think she was going to make it, but I did not know that she actually passed since then.
She was on life support, and then as considered brain dead, and then they kept her going for another day so they could make sure that her organs were viable for donation, because that was one she wanted to be, I guess, an organ donor was important to her. And then after all that, then they after they made sure they took her off of life support. So she apparently was all fucking looped up on cocaine and like fentanyl or fucking
I heard that too.
Alcohol or something. Crashed into a house. Fucking the whole fucking thing started on fire and all that shit. And she got all fucked up. So if she would have came out of it, she would actually have been looking at federal charges for DUI and shit like that. Or I don't know if it's federal or because she was like she had 2 previous hit and runs before that.
Oh, is that right? Huh.
Yeah. So like I said before, at least she didn't fucking kill anybody.
Yeah.
But, yes, she fucked up. She was in Nebraska, Another World, 6 Days, 7 Nights, Harrison Ford. She was in what was that other one that she was in? Oh, didn't she do the voice Levy for Legend of Korra?
I don't know.
Levy's name.
Don't look to Levy for any information tonight.
Look it up, Levy. I'm pretty sure that she played a character. I never watched that one, that series yet. So, but I think I saw her in IMDb.
Legend of Korra.
Yeah, look it up. Anyway, so she died, 53. Speaking of voice actresses, Pat Carroll was 95 years old. She played the voice actress for Ursula in The Little Mermaid. Way back when. She won an Emmy.
She was
back in 1957. Sorry, Levy?
She was Suyin Beifong. I think she was one of Lin Beifong's daughters.
Okay. I knew that.
Told me to look it up.
Yeah, I knew that she did something. I wasn't sure. But I don't know who those people are.
Oh, okay.
Pat Carroll also played was either Lenny or Squiggy's mom in Laverne and Shirley too, and a couple other stuff way back when. So she had complications from pneumonia. Nichelle Nichols was 89 years old. She was best known for her part in Star Trek, the original, as Uhura. She died from heart failure. She was also in Snow Dogs. Olivia Newton-John died. She was 73 years old. She actually won Grammys 3 years, 1974, 75, 1982. And she died of breast cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask you a question. See if you guys knew the answer to this. What gives you the reason why they say dame in front of someone's name? Is that like a title, like sir? Says do you get like knighted? D-A-M-E.
That sounds like one of those things, like sir or madam or like lord, like back in the day, like or sir, like the knight thing. It sounds like something along those lines. I don't know.
I think it's the female equivalent of getting knighted.
Is it?
I think.
Okay. Yeah, because your girl, she got dame in front of her name, right?
Who?
The old biddy that you think's hot.
Oh, Helen Mirren.
Oh, yeah.
I want him to dig. Damn it! I want him to dig it out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was messing with him. Yeah, Dame Helen Mirren. That's her title.
I didn't know she was a dame.
Yes, you did, Levy. Oh, you knew she was a dame. Levy's
you
like,
did.
yeah, she has Dame in front of her and me behind her.
All right, moving right along.
Right on.
Roger Mosley was 83 years old. He played TC in Magnum PI. He was also in a couple other
TC
things.
died?
Yeah, he had injuries sustaining a traffic collision.
No shit.
Yeah. And that's all the people that died that I know of. Unless you guys know anybody else that you want to bring up. Besides
That's
your
all
brain
I know
cells.
about. Yeah.
Dozens of brain cells are screaming out in pain. No!
Nah, man, smoking weed keeps you sharp in the long run.
Yeah, sure. show me the study.
I saw it on The Onion.
Yeah. What was I saw that post in the one group, Levy, where it was like an Onion post type of thing. It says parents of satanic parents of kid are upset and dismayed that Dungeons and Dragons has nothing to do with Satan. News. Here's one. You guys know who Matt Ferguson is?
Matt Ferguson. I have no idea. I know a lot of Fergusons, but I don't know if I know who Matt Ferguson is.
Name sounds familiar.
He's an artist, and he was doing like a lot of art and stuff like that, like on his own. And then he got commissioned by Marvel to do a whole bunch of like posters and DVD and Blu-ray artwork for like he had a lot more like simpler type of like silhouette type of colored like art, I guess, for the box sets and stuff. He's done like a bunch of movie stuff. Well, he's doing a Transformers the movie poster, which is going to be for sale, I think, in about a week. So I just put in the chat his take on the movie poster. It actually looks really good. I'm digging it.
Let's go look at this. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that does look pretty good. I don't know if I ever saw it. Is it that's a take on the one of the versions of the poster? Because I feel like I've seen one that's kind of close to that. Like, did he copy the layout and just did it in his own style, or is that just his own? The whole layout and everything is his? Because it looks familiar, but I don't know if I've ever seen one that was exactly like that. Layout.
If I remember, I think the Blu-ray had Rodimus on the front like that.
Yeah, I feel like that version, or maybe it did. That version I thought had Unicron as the floating head in the background, but I could be wrong. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. It's a good looking poster.
Yeah, I know there is a UK poster that was out there back.
It might be the UK one, yeah.
Or it was a VHS
Canadian
box
maybe.
art.
I think the Canadian version had a different one on it too. I can't remember.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that most of this is his own artwork that he did.
I'm not saying that the artwork's not his. I just meant like the concepts. You know, like when I do photoshops and shit, I steal the layout, but do my like, you know what I mean? Like you steal the layout because you're trying to mimic something. Like I didn't know if he mimicked an exact layout, like where all those characters were in the same spots, and he just drew them in his own style. That's what I was getting at.
I don't know. I don't have enough information on the alternate movie posters to say yes or no.
Yeah, it's good looking. That's all that matters.
But if you look up his name, he has like a whole bunch of art and stuff like that out there. Let me look that up real quick so I can see, because I know. Yeah. Let me see. Was it a UK poster? I think put that in there. Yeah, it was this one. I think. Here, hold on. Copy. Oh my God! Come on, man! What is taking so long? It's like the little engine that could.
What are we looking at?
There you go. Finally. That's the alternate poster that had come out for the movie.
Yeah, I'm thinking of another one even still.
Oh, yeah?
Than that one. Yeah. There was definitely another one. There was another one where Hot Rod was at the front, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, his design's cool. I was just curious if it was.
Maybe you're thinking of the redesigned, like the every time they came out or whatever. Because I remember there was a hologram one with the DVD. where where you turn, or hologram where you turn to turn, pictures, like we went from Hot Rod to Rodimus, I think. Was that a 20-year anniversary?
No, it wasn't that. It was.
You got them all lined up right there on the bookcase, don't you?
No,
I
do not. No, I don't. Hang on, I'm sending you a couple in the chat.
Okay. There's
this one, and this one is not even the one that I was talking about. Oh, you got that one already? Or no, you didn't get that one already. There's that one, but that's not even the one that I was talking about. There's another one still.
I don't remember seeing that one at all.
There it is. This one's kind of like Star Wars looking, to be honest with you. Hang on, let me grab can I just copy this photo? Yes, we can. Oops. That one, that's the one that I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah, okay. I remember that one now.
Yeah, no, that must be his own, because that's the one I was thinking of, if there was one that it reminded me of, but because the whole Galvatron's head floating in the background, and the way he has Unicron on that one that I just sent over, that's like why it kind of sparked my memory a little bit.
That's a weird concept to have Unicron in planet mode and then his head floating around
his
himself.
head.
Yeah,
the head float, like they spoiling the movie on the movie poster. In all reality, like if you really look at it, it's like here's Rodimus opening the Matrix, and here's Unicron's head. Like, yeah, great idea. Like,
is that supposed to be Springer, but he's yellow? Or
it does look like Springer.
Okay.
Yeah, they're using like a really muted color palette.
It's kind of brown.
Yeah. I like it though. I like the shading in it. Or maybe is that pastel or is that oil? I can't tell.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
No, that's cool. Well, anyway, that's the news I got for Transformers stuff is that his poster will be out, and he does good work and stuff, so I like his stuff. Trying to think if there was anything else like news wise that kind of came up that we wanted to talk about.
Peter Cullen's going to be at TFCon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Peter Cullen's going to be at TFCon this year.
Yes, that's fucking cool, man. I'm psyched about that. I'm psyched about that for two reasons. Because I feel like for one, I've never actually met Peter Cullen, and I'm not an autograph guy, and I'm not pay $100 for a photo with this person guy either. But Peter Cullen, I would make an exception. I want to meet Pete, especially because he's older, you know what I mean? So we don't know how long we still have Pete for, and I don't know how many cons I'm going to be at the same time that he's going to be at. And it's just one of those things like, you know what, if it's $100 or some shit for a autograph and a photo, I would more just be concerned with getting a photo with him. I don't give a rat's ass about autographs much, but yeah, that's cool. The other reason I'm psyched is more business ended is that that's a draw. Like Peter Cullen being at a Transformers convention, so you just figure there's going to be there would be maybe more people there than there would have been if Peter Cullen is not there, and that would mean more people walking past my vendor booth. So there's nothing wrong with that either. But definitely excited for both of those reasons for Pete being there. Oh, Pete, should I just walk up and drop a little sack of cocaine on the table, or should I just I'll just cup my hand and have the cocaine under my hand and just slide it across the table like real creepy at him and be like, yo, Pete, remember them 80s, son? What are you doing tonight around 2:00 in the morning?
And he'll be like, who should I make this out to? And you're like, Mike Kincaid. He's like, my agent told me about you. He's like, I saw that photo and heard what you said about me on the show.
My agent told me that you'd have weed and not cocaine.
You should get him to sign that picture where you photoshopped his penis.
Oh my god.
That's such a Chris Bishop move, Like I wonder if I can sneak that past him.
That's put your thumb on it.
Oh, that would be. Oh man, like here's the thing, because it's a risk reward thing, because dude, I love Pete, man. He voiced the fucking greatest goddamn character of our lifetime. I definitely don't want to offend the almighty Chuck Father.
Totally offended.
So
talk about Facebook jail. You'd be like, well, You'd be blacklisted for forever.
Wait, wasn't it like the original picture that you did where like you just had his like dick in his pants and like you could just see the outline of it in his pants?
No,
was his wang just hanging out?
It was out and blurred. Yeah, it was like Japanese porn.
Was it mine? I can't remember if it was my dick or Pete's. Was it Pete's? Anyways, no. Listen,
it was his.
I'm completely aware of the fact that he would be offended as fuck if he saw it. But it's like if he. Here's how I would try to pull it off. I would frame the pic in like a mat in a way that the mat would be over where the dick was, the blurred out dick. And I would get him to sign it inside the mat, and then I'd take the fucking mat off. And then I got this. Could you imagine? I get this signed picture of me, and the funny thing is like it's obviously photoshopped and we've never met before. So he'd be signing like a fictional photograph to begin with, like yo Pete, you know, like this dude liked me so much he photographed him. He photoshopped himself in a picture with me. But then I take it home and take the mat off and I frame it as is with the blurred me. It's like little do you know, Peter Cullen has a photographic memory and remembers everything and everywhere he's went, every picture that he was taken in. Yeah. Oh man. Like, you know, just put it up and tag him in it, you know, and I know he's not going to see every goddamn little thing that he's tagged in, but like, you know, it'd be funny if he came across it.
You know who else would see it?
What's that?
All the people that follow him.
Yeah, right. They'd be fucking PMing it to him and shit. He would probably, you know what, man?
He would get you for like, was that slander or no? It would get you for deformation of character.
No, the dude, Chris Mitchell put a pretty goddamn big wang on him. He'd probably thank me, like, "Hey, thanks for the."
I don't think he would thank you.
Thanks for spreading legend.
No.
Peter Cullen.
It'd be better if you talked him into doing a Devi.
Well, if I ask him if he wanted to smoke a doob or whatever, and he'd be, dude, that would be, bro. Remember the time I told you about the time I smoked a joint with Sebastian Bach? I would never talk about that anymore, because all I would ever talk about anymore would be smoking a doober with Peter Cullen. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that. I could be watching as an 8-year-old kid, be watching my favorite cartoon and one of my favorite, if not the favorite character of mine back then. Like, and there's the voice, and it's like, and now I'm sitting here on this balcony at our hotel room with a fucking big fatty, and I'm like, you know, and he's like, you know, and I'm like, I'll be camping on it, and he'll be talking in his prime voice like puff puff pass, you know, like it would just be so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, that was shit. Like then it turns like into The Hangover, where he like starts coughing, chokes, trips over the tub, cracks his head open, dies. You got to get like suitcases so you can dispose of Peter Cullen's body.
That's not The Hangover. That's
Weekend Bernie's.
That's a tragedy. Yeah. No, if it's going to be a Hangover, it's going to be me and Pete. It's going to be me and Pete and
Could you imagine if it was Weekend at Bernie's and you had to walk around like Chris Bishop?
No,
pretending Peter. Oh my God, that's what a great thing you could do. Oh my, that would be such a great skit. So you Peter Cullen dies, but you and Chris Bishop have to walk around TFCon pretending that he's still alive.
He's still alive, yeah.
Like a little recording next to him where he's doing lines and shit.
Fucking
oh my God.
Weekend at Pete's. and like the fucking the rigor mortis makes his wang actually go into a boner. So then and it's like, oh man, you know, people would see the dick and be like, dude, looks just like the one on the internet.
This is why celebrities have bodyguards.
Yeah. You know what? But that's a little bit more outlandish. Getting him to sign that picture of me and him with the dick on it. That's something that's
not feasible.
That's something I'm strongly considering Something I'm strongly considering doing. Like that's worth, whatever, $50 or whatever. You know what I mean? That's a conversation piece right there. I put that up right in my Transformer room, like on the wall or like on a shelf somewhere, like in a little frame. And it's just and I don't say nothing about it. I let it in there, and then when I bring people in there to show them or whatever, like it's up to them to actually be like, "Oh, hey, the."
You could do it. You could do it now if you really wanted to. You find a signature somewhere and Photoshop it together.
Yeah, but listen, I've said this once before on this podcast, Jed. And bits. If I do bits, or I do some there has to be some sort of integrity. I don't want to just Photoshop this shit. Like I want the real guy with a real pen with this real picture at a TFCon. That's fucking outrageous. And the brownie hasn't kicked in yet, and I'm still really I'm considering it. So we'll see.
The gears are turning.
Yeah, if anybody's out there listening that regularly listens and they're friends with us on Facebook or Instagram, me personally, send me a PM on Monday afternoon after you've listened to this and tell me, give me the thumbs up or thumbs down, or send me a text or some shit. I'll take like a poll, basically.
Should I catfish Peter Cullen?
Catfish Peter Cullen? What are you gonna catfish him?
Catfish photo Peter Cullen.
Oh yeah, that's how I word it. Yeah. Yeah.
So trailers. Should we move on to the trailers?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yay. So plotting crimes against voice actors. All right, let's go from the top down. Mike, what'd you think of Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind?
I mean, it looks to be more of the same, like the Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Was it Scorpion's Revenge or Sub-Zero? What the fuck did we watch earlier? Scorpion's Revenge. Yeah, it looks to be kind of in the same vein, and I enjoyed the shit out of that last one. So, yeah, this one, although, you know what, they're starting, I think, to get into some characters that I don't recognize that may have come from, like, later games. Levy, you would probably know better than me, because I think you played a little bit longer than I did.
Yeah, Kenshi, he's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude who's the dude with the sickles and shit? That kind of had
that was Cabal, dude.
That was Cabal? See, he didn't look like Cabal to me. Like I thought it was Cabal at first, but then I was like,
it was an alternate future version. It looked like, because Kano's like old and shit.
Saw Kano, old Kano, yeah. I thought that might have been Cabal, but I'm like, that ain't fucking. Yeah. It looked more like a Bane mask or some shit than a. But yeah, all right, well that's cool. So I knew who the hell that was. Yeah, I don't know, man. Give me more Mortal Kombat. Like honestly, I enjoyed the animation. I enjoyed the Scorpion's Revenge more than the movie. Not that I hated the movie. I thought the movie was like okay, like I didn't love the shit out of it, but I thought it was decent. But the animation I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'll take another.
You in the same boat, Levy? You like it?
I like they're actually focusing or having a main character be somebody other than the old standards.
Right.
It's like, how many times are we going to see a Liu Kang driven story? How many times are we going to see Scorpion? This is a character, I mean, it's very popular, but, for, people who kind of, stop playing after, 4 or whatever. Where was I?
You were speaking right to me because I stopped after 4.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to, but then yeah, I did. What was I saying now?
I don't know who the character is.
The character was,
it's like he's a popular character, but he's
what's his name?
A newer character, Kenshi.
Kenshi, was he wasn't in 4?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that would explain that.
He's a blind swordsman, but he somehow sees anyway.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
The old Daredevil trick.
I hope they.
That's right. He has telekinesis too. He can move his sword around and shit.
I would like to see them do these animations in the same way that they did, like the MCU built up. Like, give us like a bunch of these side stories with these other characters, and then comes together in like a big fucking Mortal Kombat movie where everybody's kind of involved, you know, like all they have to do is figure out a reason for all of them to be together. Like if only they had a tournament or something.
Or something.
They could fight.
That's crazy talk.
That is crazy.
The producers or the scriptwriters of the first movie thought so.
Yeah. How about it?
Or this last movie, rather.
Rick and Morty.
First movie's awesome. So,
yeah. Rick and Morty.
I got to get caught up, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wow.
I think I actually missed most of season 4. I haven't watched it yet.
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. I mean, they're getting to the point where you watch it and you're like, oh well, there's a couple of episodes that are decent, but a lot of them you kind of like forget. Whereas in the beginning seasons, you can remember almost like every episode of the season. Mm-hmm. But I think season 4 was Snake Jazz, right? I think that was season 4.
Yeah, I think we stopped. I think I didn't catch up on the second half of the season.
Season 5, I think, is when they got turned into turkeys, and they had to. They're trying to get pardoned by the president.
I didn't see that one.
That's a funny one. There's some good ones, but it looks good. What'd you guys think of Andor?
Yeah, it's cool. We'll probably watch it. April liked Rogue One. I like Rogue One. It's good. So I watch it.
Don't you
Wait,
think
and this is a movie or a series?
Series.
It's gonna be a series. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know who he is, right, Mike?
Yeah.
And you saw Rogue One?
I saw Rogue One. Yes, I did. Okay. Rogue One was good. Rogue One was really good. So
I liked it.
I guess this doesn't have to do as much with this trailer per se, but this trailer got me thinking a little bit on a grander scale. Like, I watched this trailer. I thought it looked fun. I'm probably going to watch it. Maybe not right when it comes out, because you know me, I'll watch it fucking 6 months down the line or some shit after everybody else has already seen it. Mm-hmm. And I've long since have forgotten the spoilers that everybody told me. But it's like, I'm a casual Star Wars fan, and I've said that many a time on this show, like, where Star Wars is fun. I like it. I've seen all the movies. I've seen, a bunch of the TV shows. I've not seen a bunch of the shit. Like, it's just, I'm a casual fan. So when I see it, it's like, oh, it's Star Wars. It's cool. It looks fun. I'll probably enjoy it and just watch it and enjoy it, and it'll be fine because I'm a casual fan. So I'm thinking, like, in some alternate universe, there's a Blackout and Shout podcast, some bizarro Blackout and Shout podcast, and it's 3 guys that are all have come together to do their podcast because of their love for Star Wars, kind of like how we came together because of our love for Transformers. And they're looking at Transformers trailers years ago for the Transformers movies, and it's like, but they're all like casual Transformers fans, and they see Transformers fans just bitching the same way I see and hear Star Wars fans everywhere just pissing and whining about every fucking Star Wars thing that comes out. And I'm not dogging them right now, because I know how that feels, because I'm very invested in the Transformers franchise, and when there's something that comes out of Transformers that I think sucks, I'm very vocal about it. But they're doing the same thing. So then I start to wonder, like, well, where do you draw the line there? Like, should we just shut the fuck up when it comes to our franchises and just try to enjoy the shit and be happy that there's more of it for us to consume because we're fans of it? Or when do we have the right to be like uber bitchy like fucking Star Wars fans are over every goddamn Star Wars thing that comes out? You follow? Like, you know what I'm getting at? Like, where's that line at? Maybe it's because it's almost hypocritical of us to do it, because we do plenty of bitching about terrible Transformer shit.
I don't really voice my opinion about stuff online anymore.
No. I don't much either, but me and you will have that conversation between the two of us, whether or not it's on this podcast or it's when we hang out or whatever. And so I'm not just talking about people online, but even just like people in our own circles. You see some people love the shit out of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you see other people like just were indifferent, and then other people fucking hated it or whatever. And it's like, and they're all big Star Wars fans. So it's like, who are the people that really love it? Are they being too easy on their own franchise, or are the people that really hate it just motherfuckers that just bitch about everything, that can't be happy about anything unless it's exactly like what they thought it should be?
I mean, I don't think you can be that stereotypical. I think every fan has their own opinion about stuff they like. So it couldn't just be, specific stuff because they're Star Wars fans, because they're, grumpy and not liking the direction that Disney's taking it. And then there's people who like the refreshing change that Disney took it in. And then there's people who just like having more Star Wars stuff. And they don't care, and then when they watch it, they go, oh, that was good. Or they'll watch it and like, oh, that sucked. And that was it. And then they'll just like, oh, let's see what's going to be next. So I'm kind of like, I'm in the third group where just give me more. I'm enjoying all of it. Give me more anime. Give me some of this. Give me animation.
Yeah.
Give me a movie. Give me live action.
The reason I brought it up is because like I'm at least they're like Star Wars is getting some quality shit, like where Transformers. I mean, we can't ever fucking complain about the amount of toys that we have to choose from, but like as far as media goes, the IDW, the old IDW comic was awesome, but at the same time the Bayverse was going on, and like we didn't really care for that. But there was like, you have your cartoon series, but like none of them. What was the last good one? Prime, I guess, or animated. Maybe some people like that shit, but like, should we be just happy with our franchise putting shit out, or should we just be, because I'm at the point of indifference with Transformers. I'm into the old school shit and into stuff that comes along that reminds me of the old school shit, where like
G1 extremist.
No, I'm not a G1 extremest, not at all. Because like
yes,
I like no, I'm not.
There's a video. There's a video that you broke a Bayformer on a video and recorded it.
Yeah, well, because it was funny as a motherfucker. That's like,
yeah. And then at that point, you were labeled G1 extremist.
No.
Yeah, you were. It was in the comments.
Not like that at all. Huh?
It was in the comments.
Like, oh yeah, so somebody said it in the comments, so it's fucking gospel.
That's right.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's how this internet stuff works. Everything's true.
So I mean, serious, like on a serious note, like IDW was far from G1, but it was great. Like I loved the shit out of it. I loved all the designs. Everybody still looked kind of how they should look, and the storyline was fucking, money for them.
This way, right? Yeah. Look at it this way. So most people like cake, right? Not everybody likes chocolate cake. I don't really like chocolate cake, but you could look at me and go, "You're a fucking heretic because you don't like fucking chocolate cake." I'm like, "Hey, listen, I like cake. I like cake instead." Some people like ice cream cake, but you know what? There's all these different flavors. Like they have that thing. They have all these different, like, and I'm doing it from that that comic that I always keep reminding myself of seeing. Do you ever see that about the artist's dilemma?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. It has more. It gives you more moral support in like one little comic than years of therapy could ever help you. I'll have to. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat here. Oh, wait, that's the wrong chat. Shit. Put it in the on-air thing. Here. It's called Two Cakes. Let me see that.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody's different. Everybody likes different stuff. And just because they like something different than you doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that they like something else. Just like you likes your stuff, right? And I'm not going to say you're wrong.
If you're out there and you're listening to Creed because you really like them, you're wrong.
No, that's not true. I used to like Creed back in the day when they came out.
You were wrong back in the day. You were wrong too.
Yeah. Well, Levy loved Nickelback back in the day when they came out.
He did say he kind of liked them a little bit. Yeah. Well, you know what, cool. Man? Listen, they're cool.
People,
yeah, they're cool.
People like there's people. It's like the I remember seeing that one video a couple of years ago. There was this guy who was sitting on the couch with his girlfriend. He's like, "What's this song?" He's like this creamy guitar riff, really good beat, very soulful music. And then like the guy started singing. He's like, I'm digging this. And then he found it was like Justin Timberlake. He was like, no.
No,
He's like,
yeah,
no. He's like, I can't like this because of that.
The only reason I don't crush Levy for that Nickelback thing, and Levy, like, dude, Levy's family, like, so I can, if I need to crush him, I could feel fine about crushing him and know that he'll still talk to me the next day. But the only reason I don't crush him on that is because Levy's not like a music fan. Like, he said it, his own words. He's not really like, he'll hear shit that this is okay or whatever, but he's not like a fucking like a music fanatic. Like, you don't have favorite bands and this and that shit.
I'm not of discerning taste.
Yeah, so
that disqualifies his opinion.
No. It doesn't disqualify his opinion. Like, you're coming at it from the wrong angle. What I'm saying is that it allows him shit taste because on the other hand, I say that in order to say this.
It kind of seems like you're coming on the same angle.
No. From the other point of view, if Levy was a music fan, if Levy had favorite bands and he went to concerts and he had, and I could, like, I can't sit down and have a fucking music conversation with Levy. You wouldn't know what the fuck to talk about. Like, like, you could sit down with, like, me and you, Jed, we could sit down and talk about shit, because we could talk about guitar playing and, this shit and that shit and all this other, like, some of the little things about, not just about the bands that we like, but things about those bands that make us like them. It's a conversation I can't have with Levy. I can have that with you. So Levy's not really into music that much. So when he says some fucking shit like, yeah, Nickelback was okay, like, I can't kill him for that, because you just don't fucking know any better. It's like, it's like taking a non-sports guy to a football game, and that guy's gonna just pick for the team that has the cooler uniforms and shit, because he ain't a sports guy, so he just doesn't have an opinion. That, I'm not saying his opinion doesn't matter. That's what you're saying. I'm saying that his opinion, he's given more grace with me in an opinion like that than, say, you would get, because you are a musician and you are a music fan.
You can totally say my opinion doesn't matter.
No,
absolutely.
That's a rough way.
Dirty Casual's opinions never matter when you're talking about.
It doesn't hold very much weight.
That's something.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
To say it.
Absolutely not. Which is why, like, in like, say, in Street Fighter, the game development, Capcom is always looking to make balance adjustments and whatnot, right? So they're keeping it near to the community, listening to what people are having to say about certain characters, this, that, and the other thing, right? So, fuck.
It's gone.
I was wondering.
There it goes.
I was wondering where Levy was trying to go with it, and I should have known that at some point Levy would also be wondering where Levy was trying to go with it.
I usually time it. I'm trying to figure out if it's a time thing or if it's a word number thing. Like, if he hits 20 words and then it's like gone, or if it's like after 8 seconds.
I'll tell you what goes on. I'm gonna tell you what goes on in Levy's brain during something like that. Those fucking, imagine you're like in a cave, and it's like a bunch of like complicated tunnels and paths and all that shit. Like, Levy will start down a path, and then he'll take 2 or 3 fucking turns, and then before you know it, he's lost down there forever.
I see it. I visualize it as a Tetris game where all the blocks are falling, and he has matched right in the beginning, but then they crowd at the top, and then it's all over. Game over.
They're all words. They're not even blocks. They're words at this point, and they're all coming down, and he's got to pick which ones he wants to tell us. So he just picks a few of them out of the whole pile.
Back to your opinion, though, it reminded me of when I used to go to the Eagles games, and we would tailgate, and how like the other team fans would be walking by, and people would just give them shit, like a Giants fan or a Jets fan or some shit like that. And then I remember the one time Gary went with us, because they were playing the Dolphins.
Shit. Yeah,
And he was all in the Dolphin shit, and nobody gave him shit. And I said to my friend Dave, I'm like, why aren't they giving the Dolphins fans shit the same way they're giving everybody else shit? He's like, we feel bad for him.
Yeah, there's definitely teams that we won't hate on, like
right. Just feel sorry for those guys.
Even the Commanders, formerly known as the Washington football team. Like, we never really gave them a whole lot of shit either, because they have been terrible for a long time, and they're in our division. Like, we save that shit for the good teams. When did Gary switched over at some point, or is he still like a Dolphins fan? But I know he likes the Eagles now too.
Oh yeah, he's been a Dolphins fan forever.
So he's kind of like with you and the Raiders and the Eagles, just kind of like, just, I gotcha.
Yeah, since he was a kid, he was a Marino fan.
Yeah. So everybody out there in podcast land, start this podcast over, and from the beginning to the end, I want you to drink a shot every time Levy has to stop talking about whatever he's talking about, because he can't remember what the fuck he was talking about. So what's next?
Well, we were talking about Andor.
Yeah.
But we didn't really actually talk about Andor.
No, I know.
Star Wars.
I definitely took us off on a tangent, but it was, it was more a philosophical thing than about the trailer itself. But the trailer, to me, as a casual Star Wars fan, looks cool, and I'll probably eventually watch it.
It felt very, very serious, like a very, very serious series that they're going to do.
Yeah,
that was a feeling of the whole premise, because it's like the beginning of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing I really had an opinion about. Plus, it's kind of hard to know. It's kind of hard to feel suspense for a character when you know that he's going to die eventually.
Right.
So like, he's going to get out of that situation. Oh no, there's 20 stormtroopers coming. Well, he definitely is getting out of that, because he dies in the movie a couple of years later. So that's why it's but I wanted to get to this Chainsaw Man trailer, because I wanted to know what you thought of it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm more than psyched to fucking see this the first day that it's available
right.
to see.
Right?
This it's like, and it's not often. Like, most of the time you throw shit at me and I see it and I'm like, kind of looks cool, or it's some shit that I've zero interest in or whatever. But like, every once in a fucking while, including that Day Shift, which I think might be out. Is Day Shift out yet? If it's not, it's this week.
Is it?
And that was one of them I definitely wanted to see. And this one here, man, especially because it's, dude, not only is it look weird as fuck, like the subject matter, which I can't wait to get into, but it's really pretty on the eyes, like it's good looking animation. And I kept trying to find other animations that we've watched, say like Death Note, or even like Castlevania, like things reminded me at certain spots in that trailer of animation, like the animation itself or the artwork, that reminded me of like Death Note type stuff, or like Castlevania-ish type stuff, or even like, Bloodlust, like the Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust or whatever. But it wasn't on the money to all those. It was still kind of unique looking, unless it was something that wasn't coming to me. I don't know if you have opinions on that or not. Well,
so, okay, let's go back. So Day Shift actually came out today.
It came out today. Okay.
It was today. Yep, it was today. And this was done by Mappa, who I think did Attack on Titan, right?
That was one of the ones I didn't mention that I should have, but yeah, that was it had a little bit of Attack on Titan elements in it as well. Yeah.
I know they've done a lot of things, and I just can't remember their whole, What
was the studio called?
Mappa.
Mappa was that the first studio in Attack on Titan, or was that the one that took over? Because Attack on Titan had two. I think season 4 was done by a different outfit.
Maybe
it was definitely a change.
Yeah, they were the more recent one.
The more recent one. Okay.
Yep. They did Jujutsu Kaisen. They did let's see some other ones here that I might know. God of High School. That was a good anime. If you're into like fighting, let's see, Banana Fish. That sounds familiar. I did a lot. Let's see. That's television series. Let me see what the films were. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 they did. And a bunch of other stuff that I've never seen, like Persona and stuff. But yeah, but Attack on Titan, that's they did those like the last one.
Okay.
Last season.
Well,
but yeah,
it was really nice looking.
Yeah, it looks good.
And
you can tell it's a CGI thing that they're trying to make not look CGI, which they're doing a pretty good job.
I'm all right when it's well done. I'm all right with it. When it's well done, like it looks, I think it looks fine. And yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were just about to say the concept.
No, the concept of it looks great too. It's like a guy that turns into a chainsaw man.
Well,
the chainsaw face.
The first thing I thought of in the opening seconds, just obviously based on the game and that very first scene that they show, I'm like, because I know sometimes you'll throw in horror movies into what we do, and it's like, oh, it's going to be some sort of anime, like Chainsaw Massacre type thing. But then, then it went completely, the fucking ninja guy showed up, or he had a sword, so I call him a ninja or whatever. But like that guy shows up, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And then it just went completely off the fucking rails. I watched it like twice, because I'm like, I had to take it in more to like, I can't even wait to see this shit. It's so fucking weird.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait for it too. And then the last trailer I put in there for Levy, because Spider-Man Remastered came out on PC today or yesterday, I think it was, and today. And basically they forget the name of the company, but they ported over the PlayStation 5 remastered version of Spider-Man onto PC, which has been long awaited. That's it, Nixus. Thank you. One thing that's kind of cool about this one, I thought about you, Levy, when I was watching the other trailer, is that this game supports like the ultra wide screen, so you get like the whole view of New York and stuff.
Oh yeah,
unlocked frame rates, ray tracing, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get it? You paying that $60?
I already did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was that like a 50 gig download?
Maybe.
Something crazy.
No, actually, that's pretty small in comparison to other games. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like standard game size.
No, I think I know some are like upwards of 100.
Well, I know Stray was really small when I pulled that one down.
But that's a smaller game, though.
Yeah.
In comparison to Spider-Man.
Sure.
So I got it already. It's really good.
Oh, you played it?
Well, I should say it's still the same game as it was, in 2018. But no, I mean like the enhancements, like because it's on PC, the ultra wide support and high frame rates and stuff.
What's your opinion about the character remodeling to make him look more like Tom Holland?
No, I'm not a fan. I wish they would have kept the original face. There was nothing wrong with the original likeness. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I love you, Levy. I love you.
The great part is that it's on PC now, so people will just mod the hell out of it and probably restore the look of Peter Parker.
Oh, one can hope.
Yeah, and
maybe mod in a symbiote suit in there for us.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. All kind of crazy mods I can see in the future.
With all of the suits that they gave you in that game, didn't give you the symbiote suit. And I think that was a conscious decision not to, because Venom's going to be a featured villain in the second game.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure the symbiote suit, and there's probably, in fact, they'll probably have different variants of the symbiote suit in Spider-Man 2. So that would be my guess. Sure. They'll have the standard symbiote suit, and then they'll have ultimate Spider-Man symbiote suit, and this symbiote suit and this symbiote suit. That's what I'm thinking anyway. At least you'll probably get several different variants of it. It's kind of like how they had like several different variants of the Spider armor.
Right.
So
yeah, Sony was like, we're gonna do all these different suits in this game. And Hot Toys is like, we can only do so many.
Please, I can only get so erect.
Right. They basically turned Spider-Man into Iron Man. They're like, how many different costumes can we possibly make and all the money we can rake in?
And is the Spider-Punk costume really that popular, or are they forcing it? Because I've been seeing like a lot of people loving that look or whatever, or them saying that people love that look, and I don't get it. I don't like it.
Yeah,
like Spider-Man's not a musician.
Well, from that reality, I guess he is.
Well, yeah, I know that, but still, I don't know. I don't care about Spider-Punk.
Let's ask the musician in the room, Mike. What do you feel about Spider-Punk?
Spider-Punk? I don't really have a whole lot of opinion on. My opinion on Spider-Punk is as valuable as Levy's opinion on Nickelback, to be honest with you. It's Marvel, so I suppose it's at least okay.
So you rather not have your Spider-Man swinging around like El Kabong, hitting people with his guitar?
I wouldn't mind that. No, I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that. It's like fucking who did it back in the day, Levy? Jeff Jarrett, right? Was the guitar smasher?
Yes.
What?
You mean the guy from the Who?
No, the wrestler. Yeah, the guy from the Who. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett from the Who.
From the Who. Yep.
I'm fucking offended, Jed.
Well, I thought you were like searching for like Peter some other name or some shit like that. And I'm like, who the fuck's Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett.
Who is Jeff Jarrett?
He was the dude in Levy, the wrestler that used to come over and fucking smash a guitar over he had that acoustic and he would come out and smash it over people's heads. You don't remember that dude? Are you serious?
No.
He's gotta be either fucking with us right now or the brownie has destroyed a part of his brain. Yeah, Levy. I'm gonna go look up a video and I'll send it to you, Levy. I can't even fucking believe I have to do this. I gotta tell you,
Pete Townsend, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett. I was looking for Pete Townsend and I came up with fucking Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett from the Who.
You know what? That's one of them things I get high and do that Photoshop and put way too much work in for something that only two other people are gonna get.
Right. That's like the Arnold Palmer, the Robert Palmer golf club, Mike.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a good one, though. That was a pretty good one.
All right, so
Levy,
the trail done.
Real quick, I went on YouTube and I typed in Jeff Jarrett smash guitar, and the first goddamn thing that comes up after an ad for guitar lessons is a fucking Smash compilation. So not only did he do it, he did it enough times that they made a compilation video out of it.
Oh yeah, that was his thing.
I thought you were gonna say
now you know
Who video came up or something.
So you were clowning before. I'm like, how does he not know who the fuck Jeff Jarrett is? You.
What? I know who Jeff Jarrett is.
He doesn't remember it.
He didn't. Jed, did he not 5 minutes ago tell me he doesn't remember who he was?
He remembers who Jeff Jarrett is now, but 5 minutes ago he didn't remember it.
That's fair.
Oh, freaking Jeff didn't know who Jeff Jarrett was.
That's true.
No, I
did not.
I was talking to you. I know he didn't.
I still don't.
I knew who he was. I knew who Jeff Jarrett was.
I'll have to listen to this again on Monday and get to the bottom of it.
Apparently he's a wrestler, and I have no knowledge of this man.
Well, he brought up Spider-Man flying around as El Kabong, and that reminded me of Jeff Jarrett. Fucking, so I was thinking that like the Jeff Jarrett Spider-Verse version of Spider-Man
from the Who.
Yeah, he's like he's in the Who, and he's like, wrestles. But they're playing like country and shit for all reason. Yeah. I'd be all right with that. A real long way of I should have just said yes. Could have shaved 10 minutes off of this podcast, but
but you would have denied the listeners of all that entertainment. So, besides Day Shift that came out today, the next season of DTOA, Dragon's Blood.
Oh my God. What are they up to? Is that 3?
3 now, yeah. I think it is.
Okay, I honestly gotta go back and watch the last couple episodes of 2 because it has been a while and I cannot remember shit. So I guess that tells me I wasn't really all that into it, but
yeah, it's on the third season.
It's Dota, DOTA.
yeah.
Was something of the ancients, right?
Defense of the Ancients.
Yeah. I'm the type of person where I do my abbreviations if I can help it. Like, I will say an IP address, not an IP address.
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say IP.
There's people who have used abbreviations for IP in another abbreviation. So let's say like iSwitch or something, and it's like IP. Gotcha. So, it's like
IPKIS.
So what's another? I'm trying to think of like Levy just said, he calls it Dota. It's IDOTA to me. So
I say I spell them out too. Most of the I'm trying to think of ones where I wouldn't, but for the most part I spell them out.
I started watching Sandman. That's pretty good.
You know what? So did we. We started actually watching that. Look at Levy. I'm watching a fucking DC property. But I only made it a little bit in because.
And then he realized it was a DC property. Said, "Fuck this."
No, I'm not. I knew Sandman, but I don't know. That just looked like something that was up me and Nessa's alley. So
yeah, it's cool. I also watched the first arc, I guess you call it, of Hunter x Hunter. You ever watch that anime?
No, I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
I liked it. It's fun. It's like one of those fun, good animes that has no crying in it.
That's good. That's always good news. That's always good. That's the only thing keeping Attack on Titan at a 9.5 to me.
No, Armin's crying.
No, everybody's crying. Like, listen, you can cry. Like, listen, I understand it's a world where large naked people with no junk are walking around eating smaller people, and there's going to be some crying that happens. But I don't want to have to see all of it. Just give me the meaningful ones. Like Aaron's mom dies. I get it. His kid's going to do some crying or whatever. But yeah, Armin, he cries too much at inappropriate crying times.
He cries because the fucking page in his book got creased or some shit,
They fucked that Mo, that Three Stooges haircut of his shit. My favorite part of the dude with the bowl cut is I can't remember his name, but the guy with the bowl cut actually gets called out in the fucking animation for having a bowl cut because we were all thinking it, and then the one girl called him out. You got a bowl cut. Thank you. I actually said thank you at the screen when she did. We were all thinking it. Let's get this back on track. Yeah. What else?
What else have you been watching besides Sandman?
Prey.
Oh, I thought you meant Ray, the musical.
Yes, the biopic of Ray Romano.
Yes. Or the Jamie Foxx movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys both seen it?
I've watched Prey twice now.
You have. Okay, so I take it you liked it because you watched it twice. And Levy, you watched
1080p, then 4K.
So I haven't seen it yet. I have every intention of seeing it, but can you tell me?
Not a fan.
Well, I'm a casual fan.
Let him ask his question.
No.
Can you tell me?
His opinion is like your opinion of Nickelback now.
No, but I'm not
He's
giving.
asking
I'm not
a question. He's not giving an opinion.
Look, even Levy on the brownie,
now,
even Levy on the brownie understands that.
His question doesn't matter.
So can you say, without spoiling the shit out of it for me, can you say, because I'm assuming the natives win, obviously, because why would they write a movie where the fucking Predator came down and wiped everybody out? Although that would be cool too, but I'm assuming the natives win. Can you tell me, is it believable in the terms of believable in a universe that includes aliens that are going to land on the planet and for like an outlandish idea like Predator? But I'm just saying, like, did you ever at any point watch a scene and go, oh, get the fuck out of here? You know what I mean? Or was it like, or was it believable?
No, it's believable. Yeah.
So it wasn't too fucking. I know it's going to be a little outlandish, but it wasn't.
Here's
too
the
outlandish.
thing. People complain just to complain. Okay, and because I have a story here for you.
Okay. Let's see if he finishes this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm good here. Hold on.
He's got it written down.
So I was talking with one of my coworkers about it, and he said, well, basically, you know how like people just shit.
Get that shot ready, people.
Fuck.
Listen, there's going to be a lot of people out.
Okay. So somebody I know said that their friends were complaining about it because of she fashions a cord for her tomahawk. It's like scorpion style, so she could like throw it out and then pull it back and shit like that. It's a cool little weapon, right?
That's all right. I'm all right with that.
Oh, but these people, he's friends of his. He says that they're lifelong leather workers and whatever, are experts in 17th century fucking Native American weapons, and that's just like so totally unrealistic, and it sucks, and they'll just like completely write off the entire series because of one little historical inaccuracy that they happen to have some knowledge in, so
what makes that outlandish? Is like when your fucking ass is on the line, you learn how to do shit real quick, like, because you're just forced to, like, somebody like that's probably never been in survival mode. You know what I mean? Like, you'll figure some shit out real fucking quick when you're.
I think it's one of those deals where like you are watching a movie and you're watching somebody play a guitar, and they're not chording that right, but they're playing, and they're still, but I'm not going to abandon the movie because of the thing.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
you're not gonna say it sucks. You're gonna understand that it's a performance. It's not real. Yeah, exactly. It's a movie. So
it's not.
I think when people do that, all they want to do is show off. They're showing off that they are knowledgeable of that whatever it is irritating them about the movie.
So It's kind of like I want you to actually me without. Flex. I want you to actually me without actually me.
Yeah. I mean, I should say when they take it to that degree,
right?
Like where you just like nitpick this tiny little thing, and like that's apparently the deal breaker for you, because she fashioned a cord for her tomahawk.
There was someone posted a good one, and I thought of you right away, Mike. They said people complaining about what tribe was it, Levy? Cherokee?
Comanche. I think it was.
People complaining about a Comanche woman, fighting a predator, always forget that a waitress beat a Terminator.
A waitress did beat a Terminator. Yeah.
So,
and you know what? I would even argue that the Comanche should have better odds than the waitress, because the waitress is just the fucking waitress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're going home at night and they're sitting probably in the air conditioning, putting their feet up, watching a little TV, like, and they're getting whatever they're having that night out of the fridge. Like.
I think the movie very, very well illustrated how she was able to, compete against this thing and eventually win over.
There's
if you watch the movie, if you watch what she does, it's all there.
It's like I started watching I watched 5 minutes of the movie, and then I got to the title credits, and I was like, this is going to be a fucking good movie. I I'm going to enjoy this movie just because of the way the feeling I got when I was watching it, the acting, music, you know, the effects, all that stuff. And I was like, I'm going to enjoy this. And I knew it. And there was like nothing, I didn't care about how many fucking, you know, fucking people were going to fight against him. And it got to like points in the movie where it like, it kept me interested and it kept me entertained. And I didn't give a shit about like any type of technology versus people type of thing. But I will tell you though, is that one thing I did notice, and that you'll probably notice when you're watching it, is that remember that the Predators kind of came, they were, what is that, 300 years different, could say? Probably 350 or something like that. And our technology has advanced in 350 years, right? From basically where we were just making fucking, you know, guns or fucking, you know, stone fucking tools and metal.
I see where you're going with this.
To computers. Now think if the Predator, what's that called? Ecology or whatever, put them back 300 years, even though they have advanced technology, that their technology is not going to be the same as what we've seen. And I saw that in this movie and I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought it was really good. And I think when you watch it, you're going to be like this, you're going to be entertained enough that those type of questions that you have are going to go away. And I think you'll like it.
I'm definitely like, I'm looking forward to watching it. It's definitely on the, that's higher on the list. That's probably like this weekend. This weekend is Prey and Thor, most likely.
Make sure you watch Prey before you watch Thor.
Yeah.
So I would rate it like the first Predator movie was probably the best. Then this, then Predator 2, and then Aliens versus Predator.
Wait, give me that order again.
The first Predator movie.
Okay.
This movie. And then Aliens versus Predator, and then Predator 2, somewhere in there. And then probably Predators, and then the rest of them after that.
Yeah.
But this was probably close to as good as the original. I really, really, really liked it.
I didn't hate Predators as much as everybody else did.
Yeah, me neither. I really liked that movie.
I mean, I can see where you definitely still have it in last on your list. But
I really liked Alien versus Predator. Like the first, I really liked that movie. That was a good movie.
That movie was all right.
People say it's too fast, things go quick, and pacing, shit. I really like that. That was I could watch that movie, any day and still, enjoy it. Predator 2, those are all, they're all fun.
I like Predator 2 a lot.
This one I like more than all the other ones, though, besides the first one. The first one's a classic. Can't beat that one. How about you, Levy? Where would you rate it? Would you rate it?
I rate this one third because Predator 1. Well, I don't know. No, I'm sorry. Because I talked about this before with somebody. It's Predator 1, Prey, and then Predator 2, and then whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's really good. I read something that was interesting. That the guy that was doing the Predator acting and stuff like that, the way he had the helmet on and stuff, is that he couldn't see like at all. And when he was looking, he had to be like looking down when he was like doing his like acting and stuff. So to do like choreography, they would put sticks on the ground for him to follow to do like the path of like steps and stuff. You guys didn't find that interesting? I thought that was really fucking interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I grunted my agreement.
Oh,
yeah. I coughed. I was agreeing while I was coughing. I'm sorry.
Meat.
Meat.
Anything else you guys want to bring up before we slide into Levy's weird news DMs?
Yeah, real quick. So every once in a while, I go back and I dive into some franchise that I was maybe already into, or from 90s or early 2000s or whatever. And I don't even know why I did it, but for some reason I like dove back into Fist of the North Star a little bit over the last week.
Oh, the series.
So I came across this series of videos on YouTube, Fist of the North Star retrospective. If you YouTube that, they'll be the first 7 or 8 videos that'll come up. But this dude breaks down the entire timeline of like the movie, the animation part 1 and part 2, the movies, the shit movie, video games. He didn't really go into the manga a whole hell of a lot, but basically like breaks down the whole thing. And I'm like, I didn't really even realize how much Fist of the North Star shit was out there.
Oh yeah.
You know, that because I had the original series and then I had the new Fist of the North Star, which was that one that was the most recent one. It was one of the only ones that I had in English. They had an English dub version of it or whatever, but it was a little more, it has some 3D mixed in with it and shit. It was actually pretty good, but there was a whole bunch of shit in between there that I had no idea existed. There were like 5 movies that kind of retold parts of the story, but like in awesome animation and shit like that. And like really, I don't know, it was like, really, the clips I saw were really good. And there was a Rao miniseries, or not miniseries, a season of Rao, like 13 episodes of The Legend of Rao. And there was like a Fist of the Blue Claw that Kenshiro's in. There's like all this fucking Fist of the North Star shit. So I've been kind of watching a little bit of that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the last volume to drop from Amazon, and I was going to read the manga from like beginning to end.
I might have to get into that one at one point someday, but it won't be anytime soon. But you have to let me know how it is.
Yeah, I have all the books. I have all the volumes except for the last. I think it's the last one or the second last one. I gotta look again. I think it's the last one. I think there's going to be 8 volumes. I think. So once I get that done.
There was that character. I think he's actually the next one due out from that like whoever
Souther?
Yeah, Souther. Do you know about that character?
Souther.
Because I didn't really know a whole hell of a lot about the character because I don't know if I made it at that many episodes in.
If I remember, I think he was like, wasn't he like Julia's friend or something like that?
He was another antagonist, and he beat Ken the first time they met up, and Rao didn't want to fight him. And it was because they're the Fist of the North Star, like the whatever the hell they call the fighting style and shit. I can't remember the Chinese name for it, but his body was like impervious to all that shit, all that pressure point stuff, you know. And you find out later that everything inside his body is reversed. His heart is on his right side, like all the everything like inside his body is like reversed on one side or the other. So all the pressure points are kind of like in different places, which is why they weren't able like to beat the guy. So that's kind of his like super post-apocalyptic superpower in the world of Fist of the North Star. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting. They throw some weird shit in there cool. Sometimes. Yeah.
That's actually a real condition.
Yeah, there was a name for it. I remember hearing the dudes say what the name was or whatever, and it was like some legit shit. That's not to go off on a tangent. That's some legit shit. And another thing, and Levy, you probably heard this one already because I know you listen to Tom Segura every here once in a while, but I was listening to some of his stand-up shit, and he talked about some kind of condition where you I have to look it up. It's foreign accent syndrome, I think it's called. Foreign accent syndrome, I think. And it happens when you get a head injury, some sort of head injury, and it makes you speak your current language. Like you would still be speaking English, but you would have an accent from elsewhere.
Yo, that happened to me. That happened to me.
When you,
I swear to God, that happened. Like when I was. This is true.
To you personally, or somebody that you knew?
To me personally, when I was like 8 years.
Tell me you were Asian.
No, Cajun. Actually, it was a French. Yeah, I had a fucking Gambit accent.
That's fucking great.
I was like 8 years old, and I was at my friend's house down the street, and the one dude said, "Hey, I'll race you to the front of the house." It was some like if whoever will you get this type of thing or something like that. So I was like, oh, and I like turned around and I ran down in between the houses, and it was like, you know, like gravel and stuff, and I slipped and I fell and I hit my head off the sidewalk, and and it knocked me out, and I was unconscious. And they carried me back to my parents' house, which was only like maybe eight or nine houses down, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I woke up to like the doctor. I woke up to the doctor on the couch and stuff like that. And I just remember waking up and I had this accent to
me.
It was no, I wasn't saying those words, but I had they call it a speech impediment. At the time, they said that it would go away eventually, and it did, but it took like a month or two before.
Damn, Jed, you were Cajun for a month.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was weird, dude. I thought it was gonna be like fucked up for good, but yeah, it's my speech slur. It wasn't like it was just like I had that accent. I think it was like a French accent, French Cajun accent or whatever, like a Southern French thing.
I can see the doc talking to your parents and go, sorry to have to tell you this, but your son will never be able to pronounce an Asian name ever again in his life.
Probably why I can't. It's probably why I fuck shit up all the time. Because the fucking head. Shit.
Yeah, right. That's just a wild. That's like just a wild thing, man. That's man.
I didn't know that was a condition. I thought that was just a fucking like a brain thing where you fuck it up.
That's the only thing that could possibly make my relationship better is if I don't want to wish a head injury on Vanessa, but if she just woke up one day with a British accent, like. Oh man,
push her down the stairs and shit.
Yeah, I try shoving her.
Yeah, see if it works or not. She wakes up like
oh dragon.
One too many. One too many steps too far.
Oh dragon, oh come give me your meat whistle.
Whistle. Oh my god.
I get it started work.
Oh, I know something else that I watched today. Levy pointed me in the direction of some D&D porn, animated porn.
Yeah,
yeah. First time I ever saw that before. What was it called?
This show's fucking unhinged, man. It really is. It really is.
It's called Fandle Tales, the first party, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
I knew shit like that probably existed somewhere. I just never watched it. I was like,
Of course it did.
You should watch the next part, The Cursed Prince.
I'm good. Thanks.
How many parts? How many parts are there, Levy? And how many of them parts did you watch? And is that the same number?
What?
I said, how many parts are there?
I think there's like 2.
Oh, okay, so you saw. Okay, so the answer is yes, yes, and
I
yes.
just know 2. I haven't watched these things. I'm not weird.
Yeah, right. You're the one that told me.
Yeah, I knew of them. Yeah.
Jed, I'll tell you a funny Levy bit real quick. So we put up the review of the Holonics, and there's one dude, I put this shit in the chat because I thought it was funny, and somebody left a comment on that video and it said, hey, they started out with, hey, real life Jay and Silent Bob, and then he went on to say shit about it. So I screenshotted that shit and I sent it off to Levy, and we were laughing about it, and then he says to me, in a real life situation, I would have to be Jay, meaning him, and me, I would be Silent Bob. And I'm like, I wonder where he's getting that, because obviously that's wrong. And then he goes, because I'm the only one between the two of us that actually gave my girlfriend what did you say, the Buffalo Bill, the Buffalo Bill tuck. And I said you'll admit to that. You'll admit to that, but you won't admit to shit in your fucking pants. And he's like,
absolutely, because the first one happened. I did give April the Buffalo Bill tuck.
Explain the situation, Levy. Like, was it a random? Like, how did it come up?
Oh, we were in Las Vegas. We were in Las Vegas.
In public.
We went out there for Evo.
Yeah. Did you do it at Evo?
No, it was in our hotel room. I'm not about to get arrested. But no, she was in the shower, and while she was in the shower, I fucking took my clothes off, fucking grabbed the sheet, and just waited for her. And then as soon as I heard the door opening, I fucking quick did the tuck, and I fucking had Go By Horses playing on my phone.
Did you have the whole music playing? That's right.
The
soundtrack was running. That's awesome.
And I had my arms out, and my legs were like, together, keeping that tuck, man. You got to keep that tuck, And I just, she comes opens the door, comes stepping out, and I'm like, won't you fuck me? I'd fuck me hard.
Did you at least have?
You should have seen Brett and Brian's faces.
Oh man!
Because we were sharing a room.
Wait. So you did this at all of them?
No, not at them. They were behind me. All right, they didn't want to see this shit.
Did you leave yourself a little bush in the front?
Oh yeah,
Maybe he does. He's all natural.
That's the point of the tuck. No, I neatly trim.
Like a barber. To make the scissor sounds around it.
This is not for nothing, but this is my favorite episode in recent past. I don't know why.
Man. What were we talking about?
In other strange news.
Where are we at? Weird news?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Weird news. So for my first post, this comes from thehuffpost.com. The wreck that inspired the Goonies potentially discovered in Oregon. So there was a legend of a Spanish galleon that sank off the coast of Oregon in 1693. And they think that they discovered more than 20 pieces of the wood from the ship. So, and it's this legend that was probably in part inspiration for the Goonies.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like Treasure Island.
No, the Goonies. Yeah, so because remember they were looking for One Eye Willie's treasure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like Treasure Island was like the whole Spanish, gold that was sunk.
Yeah.
That they were looking for.
Oh no, Treasure Island. No, that was what was it? Not Captain Kidd, but the dude that buried his treasure on the island, and they had there was a map and a mutiny, and it's a great story.
Yeah, I guess maybe I'm thinking of Black Sails, like the prequel to it, where they had like there's like the Spanish had all the Spanish gold sunk, and I thought that was like kind of they got the treasure from for Treasure Island.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay, maybe
that's cool though.
I've never finished Black Sails. Not that we lost interest, but just I guess we lost interest. But not that it was bad. We just we're just terrible viewers sometimes. But yeah, so they said they found 20 more than 20 timbers that they think belonged to this Spanish ship. So apparently, I guess they found it in a cave, and they said the caves are incredibly hard to get to, located on a beach that's only accessible at high tide. So, yeah. So, they have yet to confirm that these timbers belong to the Santo Cristo de Burgos, but locals at the time reported finding large amounts of beeswax washing ashore, which was one of the which was what part of the cargo was on the ship when it sank. So, because they call it's actually known as the beeswax wreck. So,
where's the gold?
So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat.
Where's all the gold?
Oh, they were just hauling beeswax, I guess. So it's none of your beeswax. So, so for my second post, a car thief tried to hide from police inside of a giant teddy bear. So, a suspected card thief in Manchester, England, found the idea of being arrested unbearable. Ha
Man.
So he attempted to hide inside a 5-foot teddy bear.
Now this story's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Joshua Dobson's attempt at being a master of disguise didn't work, and now he will have to see if he can bear time behind bars.
Oh.
Ha
What's the next story?
So, but anyway, well, here, the 18-year-old had been wanted by Greater Manchester Police since May when he allegedly stole a car and didn't pay to fuel it.
Listen, Mike, you're just going to have to grin and bear it.
Stop it.
So Dobson managed to elude capture until July, like an entire month, when police were searching a house in Rockdale and noticed what a force spokesperson described as a large bear breathing. So they took him into custody and charged him with the alleged crimes. He was sentenced to 9 months in a youth offenders institution last week. So, you all heard about the James Webb telescope?
No.
Yes, I have.
It's a space satellite telescope.
Okay.
Like Hubble, just much better by magnitude. So lately we've been getting really high resolution images, showing things that we'd never seen before.
I think I saw the images floating around,
really high resolution images and shit, and really stunning to look at.
Somebody photoshopped a Unicron into one of them a couple of weeks ago when it was going around.
Yes, that's one with all the galaxies. Yep.
So this one, a French scientist has apologized after tweeting a photo of a slice of chorizo, claiming it was an image of a distant star taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. And here, I'm going to post the...
I bet it looks like it. I mean, it does.
I got to go to the on-air channel. Yeah, there we go. This is the picture he posted.
It's the red moon. That's the red moon of Saturn.
He claimed that it was actually Alpha Centauri, the closest star to the sun.
I can see where
Proxima Centauri.
Yeah,
I could definitely see where it could have got some people.
Yeah, some people. You should have seen the pushback that he got on this one. So it was. It was retweeted and commented on by thousands of users. No, this is from CNN, by the way. I forgot to mention this. The scientist by the name of Etienne Klein admitted later in a series of follow-up tweets that the image was in fact a close-up of a slice of chorizo taken against a black background. Basically, he did it because he wanted to show the follies of just blindly following authority figures. As I think was his purpose was with this. So
why does there always got to be a moral to the story? Why couldn't it just be, hey man, got one over on everybody with this piece of meat?
No, I think that's actually what happened. I think he's just trying to save face here.
Oh.
He's just like, I'm gonna troll these people hard. Like a piece of Spanish sausage. Yeah, he says, let's learn to be wary of the arguments from positions of authority as much as the spontaneous eloquence of certain images.
Don't believe the scientists, Mike.
Yep. Yep.
They're all bought by corporate.
And in my last story, in motherfuckers that should be beaten to death news, a New York City carriage horse flogged by driver after collapsing on busy street. And this was posted on August 10th. An exhausted carriage horse collapsed during the evening rush hour in Manhattan on Wednesday, lying on the asphalt while his driver repeatedly struck him and ordered him to get up. This is from the New York Post, by the way.
And he was doing this out in front of other people?
Oh, yeah. People were like yelling at him. There's actually a video footage of it. The animal's knees buckle in video footage as the driver jerks the reins and slaps the horse in an attempt to make it stand on 9th Avenue and West 45th Street in Hell's Kitchen.
Levy, I would have got out of my car and punched that guy in the face.
I'm surprised somebody didn't.
I can't believe somebody didn't.
Get up. Come on, get up. The frustrated driver commanded as traffic backed up on the busy avenue around 5 p.m. Onlookers were disturbed by the flogging. What if I slapped you around like that, bro? One of the concerned bystander asked. Stop slapping him, another woman was heard pleading. I'm trying to get him up, all right, the driver said as he whipped the horse with the reins twice. And then the horse lay down on the side, rested its head on the street as the driver moved his carriage with the help of a pedestrian. Police officers arrived and were filmed dousing the horse with water. They were finally able to get him on his feet after an hour, and then they transported him to an unknown location for treatment. So,
that's how PETA started. They used to see people beating and punching the shit out of their horses and they were like that there should be there should be some type of organization that prevents things like that.
Yeah, something that could be for the ethical treatment of animals.
Apparently that was a common thing, to beat your animals like back in the day.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
And your wives.
I've heard stories though about what was that?
I heard you. It was like a podcast Easter egg.
I slipped it right in there.
What'd you say?
I said,
let the listeners go back and figure it out themselves. Go on, Levy.
You're really not gonna tell me?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I said apparently it was your animals and stuff like that, back in the day, and your wives. It's just great how you didn't hear it and you just kept going. You're like, wait, what?
Oh man, that's funny. What was I talking about?
Horse flogging.
Get them shots ready, people.
Is that it for weird news?
Is it? You're the one in charge.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, you have another story.
No, that's it for weird news.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you at the end of the list, Levy? Let me ask you that.
Yes.
You should say no. You have another story and have them like frantically looking around for the next one.
You heard like papers flipping around and shit.
I don't know where I put it. It's what's right here.
So check the chat out. I'm about to send you the most morbid ass Transformers the movie poster that you ever saw or ever going to see.
Morbid. Okay.
Morbid. Dude, how dope is that?
That's a cool one.
That's a very cool one. Like, let's take the worst moment of the first 10 years of your life, one scene, and just put it as the goddamn poster. Talk about, man, we've seen a lot of spoiler movie posters tonight,
Yeah.
But that one's awesome. One's awesome.
How much of a masochist do you have to be to actually buy that and put it on your wall?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Well, how much of a prick do you got to be to draw that?
A sadist.
Yeah, and it's well done. Like it's really well done. Like I'm not even crushing the artwork. The artwork's fantastic, but man, what a dick. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it though. Wait, let me go back and see so I could credit the dude. Oliver Barrett, the guy's name is. It's on Mondo Shop. For those of you that are listening, it's basically just like it's the black, white, and gray Optimus, like the dead Optimus. And he's standing, but he's got like the hole in his side shot out from like it's like his like dead body, and there's like red smoke coming out of it. Like I like how they did the spot color, but they didn't like it was going to be spot color anyway because the Prime itself is like gray. Like it's almost like that's a cool little artistic touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's good.
But you're right. I wouldn't hang the shit, but I might save it so I could look at it every once in a while. Toy news. I got very little. I only have 2 items to throw you guys, and one of them is just kind of a funny thing. But
Well, here, I'll get one. I will give you one.
what did we got? Something breaking?
No, not breaking. It was a day ago or so. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Nope, that's the poster. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna send you my spreadsheet of historical data. It's the MDLX Megatron. There was a promo pic that 3-0 posted.
I think it's really good looking.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think it looks great.
Yeah. So this is their take on like what he would look like in Bumblebee, I suppose, or is this just their own spin?
It's their own thing. You remember the little Bumblebee that I got?
Yeah, okay.
And then there's a Prime, and then there's a Prime, and now there's this one, and then I think it's
Old Bug.
No, I think Rodimus is next. I don't think it's Hot Rod. I think it's Rodimus they're doing next. Yeah, I like this style. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got the Bumblebee. Cool. It's awesome. And I think I don't know how much this is going to be, but the Prime was 60, I think. But yeah, I can't wait. Make them all. Keep going, 3-0.
Yeah, it's pretty nice looking. It is. Did they put a price on it yet?
Not yet, but I have a feeling it'll probably be around the same as the Prime, which was like 60 or 70, something like that.
Was that it? How big? They're a little smaller, right? They're like chug scale.
Yes. I think we talked about it before. I think I said I'll have to look it up. I think it's 10 inches for Prime.
Oh, that's MP scaled. 10 inches.
Maybe it isn't 10 then. I know it was smaller than MP. I'll look it up real quick.
Regardless, though, even at a chug scale, that's a really good price for something that looks that quality.
What's the size of like a chug Prime? What would that be?
I don't know, Levy. Like, I don't own one. Would you say like 8, 7.5, 8?
No, smaller than that.
Smaller than that?
Yeah.
Like the size of a Storm Collectibles Ninja?
Yeah, maybe.
So that's like about 7.
Oh, wait. Are we talking about Prime?
Yeah.
No, well, in the latest one, he was pretty short, maybe like around like 6 inches.
The Bumblebee is 4.72 inches, and the Prime is 7 inches.
Okay, yeah.
So Megatron will probably be the same size, and he was $80.
Yeah, that's a good
Bumblebee
price, man.
was 60. Bumblebee was 60. Prime was 80. So I have a feeling Megatron will probably be the same price as the Prime.
Yeah, it's good looking and cheap.
Mm-hmm.
What do I got? Yeah, so the first item I got here is kind of. Oh no, wait, did I send it already? Yeah, I did send it. That first link. It's the Fans Hobby Double Dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they finally like showed a picture of him with the Dick Bird configuration because we were all. This is more a little bit of a THC thing, THC Bird Gang, THC thing or whatever, but like the whole Dick Bird thing. So you can achieve Dick Bird.
Did I read that they were going to be doing 2 different color schemes? Both people liked the same different variations of it.
Yeah, so that picture that I just showed you with the bird, he's got the purple wings on. But if you have the purple wings on, when you do the truck mode, the whole back of the truck is purple, which I think looks ridiculous. But if you have the blue wings on, like you get that, not the blue, like that dark teal or whatever wings. Mm-hmm. Then the truck mode is the right color, but then the bird has dark blue wings, which I think looks okay, but that bird's got to have purple wings, man. So you could either go about it in 2 different ways. Like the inside, I feel like the inside of the wings is more important because that's usually the side of the wings that you're looking at. Like if there's a way for them to do maybe one side, and I don't know how it all flips and folds and shit like that, but it'd be great if like the back of the wings could be the dark blue and that's what formed the outside of the truck. And then the underside of the wings was that purple color. The only other thing they could do, and I would gladly pay, an extra couple bucks or whatever, but throw an extra set of wings in there, man. Throw both of them in there. Give us the choice. Don't make us get a second. Even Fans Toys used to do that shit with, like, they put in, I think Swoop had, right, Levy? Swoop had 2 sets of wings, didn't they?
Yeah, he did.
I got a couple different like figures over the years where they actually like gave you You know, I mean, I remember their original Perceptor. They gave you like the color that came with it stock, and then they gave you like the cartoon shade of blue, so you could take his like biceps and his upper legs off and replace them. Like, you know, give us an extra fucking set of wings, man.
They just did that with Soundwave.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did a bunch of replacement pieces with Soundwave. You're right. Yeah, I like those kind of options. You know, the X-Transbots throwing the IDW head. I know it's only a head, but throwing the IDW head in there. Fans toys with the Cyclonus giving you that like samurai style IDW head. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's just cool. It's stuff maybe some people might never use because they're just going to stick it in one mode and let it go. But for anybody that, you know, wants to use it, it's a cool touch, and to me it's worth, you know, extra $5 or $10 or, you know, whatever the hell it would cost to get another set of wings. And fans hobby shit. What's up?
I was gonna say, does it affect the robot mode at all?
Not really. Nah, the robot, whatever color it ends up being in robot mode is all that is on its back as the backpack, you know. But if you're really like being not a purist, but like the wings on the G1 were on his back, so he should technically have the purple backpack. But who's gonna face the wall with this dude, you know? So that really doesn't affect anything. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm down for that second set of wings in case Fans Hobbies listening to this shit show. The only other piece of news I got is this thing is an MP scaled IDW drift.
And what do we know about this company?
Well, it's called Wonderful Trans WT01 Ronin. So Wonderful Trans, I'm going to tell you what I think. There was a company called Iron Trans that did a Star Saber, like a really anime looking, somewhat stylized Star Saber that looks right in line with this thing. Let me pull up a picture of that thing. That company was called Iron Trans.
I don't remember them.
You don't remember them?
No.
You'll remember the Star Saber when you see it.
Did they ever release it?
Yeah, I have it sitting in my basement right now. I didn't open it up yet.
How long ago did you get it?
How long ago did I get it? I got it a couple of weeks ago, but it was released probably a year and a half ago. And I got I ended up with a re-release, but I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to open it up because I want to see if they announce a Victory Leo first. But look at that thing, and then look at the drift. Like, to me, it kind of looks similar.
Yeah, I guess.
This Star Saber doesn't transform, does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yep.
Oh, that's a hell of a job for something that transforms. Does it transform well?
I'm trying to find the alt mode.
Do you see any reviews on this Star Saber, like the quality of it, all that stuff?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, people seem to really dig the robot mode, and the alt mode not so much. But it varied from person to person, so it makes me think maybe it was some copies are good, some copies are not. There's the inner robot jet mode Levy. I just stuck in the chat, and let me see. There's the big jet. It's kind of a shit picture. Yeah, that one looks good. And then there's the. But yeah, the only reason I brought that guy up was like, I don't know, the names were similar and the style of robot, like the aesthetics was kind of similar.
You know what this looks like to me?
Yeah,
it looks almost like a Flames Toys because it transforms. It's got the same kind of proportions and styling.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a Flames Toys thing going on. Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Yeah. And he's super articulated too. Like, there's. Wait, hang on. Check this picture out. This picture is pretty fucking dope.
Hasbro, take note.
Levy, look at this one.
Jeez, that's really well done.
Yeah. So, but anyways, back to the drift. Like, man, this is the one robot rabbit hole that I can't have go crazy because I'm in on all this kind of shit. Like, if they do IDW characters that were important to IDW, like, I'm not going to get every single goddamn IDW character that they would come out in MP scale, but like main characters, Drift, Windblade, like the DJD, like if anybody would do those guys in MP scale, I would definitely be in on them. So I hope the MP scale IDW shit is kind of a slow trickle, because I think this thing looks awesome. Alt mode's a little weird because I saw somebody put up a picture of another car from this car from another anime, and it's like the exact same model of car, which is obviously a fictional one, but drift is a little bit different, like the one that I saw in the comics, but like the robot mode is right on the money. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. It's a cool character. Not that stupid. Was he what accent did he speak in the movie? They gave them all fucking accents, like they would have accents. Wasn't one of them like French or some shit?
What are you talking about?
Hot Rod.
That's Hot Rod.
Hot Rod a fucking...
Yeah, Hot Rod spoke with a French accent.
Goddamn ridiculous, man.
Like Asian samurai type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be following that one kind of closely because I got some interest in that. If companies start going down that path, I wouldn't mind grabbing a few certain characters from the comics.
How much did this one set you back?
What, this drift?
No, the Star Saber.
The Star Saber? I have to look it up. It wasn't terrible because it was something that I pre-ordered probably like 2 years, like after the first wave came out, and it sold out and they put it back up. So it's an older pre-order. The one I'm looking at AliExpress got it up for $174.75. I can't remember how much Chosen Prime had it for.
Sounds about average price for MP.
He's big though. He's a really big figure, man. They had a size comparison with you. Are you familiar with the MP Star Saber?
I do not own it, no, so I'm not familiar with it.
He's probably... The MP Star Saber is probably like... Oh, okay, wait. Here's a picture with him in the MP Prime. What is that? That looks like the Transform Elephant Prime, I think. So he's a big boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that like Jetfire size? Skyfire?
Yeah, I would say probably about that size. Yeah. Yeah, about that size.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like...
I don't remember seeing this ever, like the Star Saber. This is like all...
This one...
We ever talked about
under the radar a little bit. I'm pretty sure if you go back to our shows, we probably touched on it, but you guys weren't really like Japanese Transformers fans much. So you probably just kind of like, in
I do
one
remember
year
talking about the Flame Toys Star Saber. Remember we talked about that? That was a few years ago. So
these guys put this one out and then they teased the Victory Leo, but like nothing ever came of it. And then I saw the reissue of this thing come out and I'm like, man, I'm going to grab this thing because I think it looks so much better than the MP. Like, I love this fucking anime look.
Who made this?
Iron Trans.
Oh, this is still the same one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's all the toy news I got. I got that Drift, that Dick Bird. I don't know if you guys got any other stuff. If not, we can go on to Q&A and get the fuck up on out of here.
Yeah, I don't think trying to think if there was anything else besides that. I know that Megatron, and I don't remember anything else that kind of popped up at all lately. Those real crappy Marvel Legends waves. I was kind of like, but that's nothing really to write home about.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think we want a Khonshu, but I ain't getting that wave to get that Khonshu. I'll tell you that much.
They'll put it out probably 4 or 6 months later or something like that. On its own.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what they've been doing lately.
Yeah, no comments.
Wow. Look at us getting out of here at 11:30 is a new fucking record.
I was a little late posting that though today. So I forgot. So I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all right, Levy. You got us out of here early.
Yeah.
Right.
Good deal.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Mike. I said you must have been pretty happy this week with the Blackout and Shout Financial with the AMC.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. But we'll have to see. It's gonna do this thing, it does, up and down and up and down and up and down. In 2 weeks, it could be at fucking $14 again, but it's gonna one of these days it's gonna get up that fucking speed it needs, and enough contracts are gonna go into money, and fucking all hell's gonna break loose. Yep.
I've been in and out of that stock twice now this past.
Yeah, it's smart. If you're not in it for the home run, it's definitely stocks like this one are good ones to be in for like the day trader types. If you're like cool with sticking $1,000 in and making $100 here, $200 there, or you know what I mean. It's definitely the place to be because it's it doesn't grow like a regular stock, and it doesn't fall like a regular stock. It's just fucking ping pongs, and one of these days I'm just hoping it ping pongs the right way.
Well, the nice thing too is that they reported about the economy.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, that too. Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say that all the units that you get for owning it in the economy. What the hell am I trying to say? What's the number called?
The CPI.
Thank you, CPI. Yeah. Yes. How it went from 9.1 down. It's great. Thank you, Levy.
Oh wait, what am I missing?
It's Predator versus Peter Cullen.
Yeah, the ape thing is the ape thing is interesting because I don't know what all to expect there. Because it's not like a traditional stock split, but it's basically somewhat of a stock split. From what I understand.
What I would be worried about is the term that they used unit instead of share. So Be careful with that. You're basically buying a partnership. And that was, remember I was telling you about the MLPs that do that. Your stocks are crazy difficult when you do those. It sucks. I'm sorry, your taxes are pain in the ass, complicated because of that.
Well, I'll worry about that when I worry about it.
Yeah.
The one nice thing though is that it's getting to the point I think where every single share I have now has been held for more than a year. So regardless of whether or not the big one comes or at some point I just get tired of it and it's like, hey, it's at 35 or some shit. And it's like, all right, I need, about how I didn't take a nice chunk of change. And now I've been in it long enough that I won't have to pay, quite as much fucking taxes on it as I would have, so at least there's that going for it at very least.
You're what us swing traders called an investor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
And in Blackout and Shout Sports, the Eagles played their first game tonight, their first preseason game. They lost to the Jets 24-21, but whatever, preseason is just
shit. Was it preseason game already? Wow.
You know what? It snuck up on me too, because I was coming in from lunch. I was listening to 94 and they were talking about the Phillies going, it was a big series for the Phillies because the Phillies have been on straight fire, dude, over the last month and a half. Ever since Joe Girardi, honestly, they got kind of hot, but they've been really turning it on coming down the stretch, and they're doing it all without Bryce Harper. So I'm like, man, when Bryce Harper comes back, that's a MVP. It's almost like you're making a blockbuster trade for an MVP player, and all you're doing is getting a guy back that you already had, but they're doing that well. So they were talking about the series that they're playing against the Mets over the weekend, and which I got to check the score on that game too. But and then they said the Eagles played their first preseason game, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, seriously, man? It is wild, dude. It's fucked up. Jed, we're getting a little older, and it feels like the older that we get, the faster time goes. We're one season to the next, man. I feel like last football season just ended. Softball season just ended, and I feel like, man, I'm going to be playing soon. I gotta start
better get that cast off and restart playing again.
Getting in the cages, and this cast. What the most annoying part about this cast is? It's not. I hate not being able to use my whole hand, but I can at least use my finger. I can kind of 1.5 hand stuff. Mm-hmm. The most annoying thing to me that I can't get out of my head is that my pinky and my ring finger are wrapped together. So they've been stuck together for over a week now, like a week and a half now, like just stuck together. Like, you know, when you get bat wings, like when your nuts stick to the side of your legs and shit, like that's how my fingers feel for fucking 8-9 days straight now, man. It's driving me fucking crazy. Driving me crazy.
How long you have to go before they take it off?
I got today was day 8, I think, right? Yeah, day 8. So I had 21 total. So I got 13 left. I got to wear this thing for 13 more days. I'll go back and I'll get most likely get a removable cast. The dock was like
an air one or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. All I know is I'm gonna be able to remove it for like showers and stuff. But the doc, you'll make you laugh and shit. The doc came in and he said, yeah, you know, we're gonna try to get you this removable one. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, you know, for like showers and shit. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, swimming. He's like, if you're really careful. And I'm like, guitar playing. And he's like, yeah, that's not a good idea. And he goes, and then he says, he goes, and he was real dry. His sense of humor, it was awesome. He goes, dude, he's like, you just, you know, stay away from doing it for just a couple more extra weeks, and then you can get back to playing guitar just as good, you know, as ever or whatever. And I looked at him and I'm like, you don't even know if I'm a good guitar player. And he's like, you know, if you just let it go a couple of weeks, you can get back to playing the crappy ass guitar that you've been used to playing. Like, he changed it over, but he did it like so straight faced and dry, dude. It was great, man. His old delivery. Yeah.
Like, you'll never use your pinky again.
You'll never use your pinky again. The thought had crossed my mind because I did ask him about it. I'm like, am I gonna get like full? Will I get full range of motion back in my pinky? And this was right after the guitar playing question. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, sweet. And then I'm like, I mean, I gave it to Ricky Waters for who, for what, you know? Like, I ain't gonna use it. I do use it a little bit. I probably actually, you fucking crushing me all the time probably made me a little bit better of a player because I have actually used my pinky a little bit more. And I'm telling the whole time I'm doing it, I'm telling you to fuck off. I'm like, fuck you, Jed. Look at all this fucking pinky work.
Yeah, look at this arpeggio. Couldn't do that before.
I should name my pinky should be named Jed because this is the only I use it to play 4 or 5 notes a night. Used to just be like 1 or 2.
Oh shit.
We played one more quick music story before we get out of here, and it's a short one. We played the gig last Sunday. I just fronted the band. So Larry usually sings most of the night.
This guy Tim, that he was our bass player with Gary when we were in our band. He actually saw you. He was out. He sent me some video.
Oh, all right, cool. So, but the way it was he?
Yeah.
He didn't come up and say nothing to me if he was there. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing drums for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. You didn't even know. No, seriously, you ran into Pat there when he was recording you. And Gary's in Chile. Gary's in Chile somewhere. Doing the traveling map thing.
The way they put the set list together, Larry just made the set list up as it was, and then I went and I learned as many songs as I could on vocals that I didn't already know. And so there was a couple songs sprinkled in there that I didn't know, so they decided to move them all to the front of the first set. That way, once I got up there, I could just stay up there for the rest of the night. So they played like 7 or 8 songs without me, but the first song review, I sat on the side of the stage and I just sang my backup vocals because the songs needed harmonies and shit, you know. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take my microphone and just go out here and just go sit at the fucking table, like with, you know, Vanessa and a couple of my friends and shit were there. And I was out there and I was singing the vocals, and my bassist, he'll take a little rip or two before the show, but he said he was playing, and I don't know if you ever been like this or not, but there's a little bit of extra added pressure, like when another guitar player is in or another musician. And I can admit to this, like there's some really fucking good guitar players that I know. And especially like the last time this dude, Johnny Risco, he was from Full Metal. He was at one of our shows and he's a nice guy and he would never fucking tell me how fucking much of a hack I was, even if that's how he felt. But he's a killer fucking guitar player. And I remember being up there playing and I had to play lead a couple times in front of him. And I'm like, man, fucking Johnny's probably out there right now watching me play inside, just shaking his fucking head going like, look at this motherfucker, man, you know? So there's a little extra added pressure. And Joe said, because he took a rip before he went on and he said he was up there playing and he said he was looking out at the crowd and I was sitting out there and I was making him nervous. I'm like, dude, I'm usually closer to you, dickhead. I'm usually like 15 feet to your right. I'm like, what's the difference? He's like, I don't know. He's like, you're up there. It doesn't matter. He's like, but when you were sitting at the table, it was freaking me the fuck out, man.
I thought you were going to say something like he saw you out there, but he kept hearing your voice in the monitor. And he was like,
yeah.
Wait, he's not here. Or wait, what?
Yeah, it was funny. I was just like, I had it on mute and I'd just be sitting there having a conversation with people at the table and like the chorus would come up and I'd be like, hang on a second. Take the mute off.
People walking by. Oh, anybody can be in this band?
Yeah. Well, the original plan was to set up a little like living room on my side of the stage, like a chair and like an end table, with like a drink and all that shit. Yeah. And just, and then I would get up and just sing my shit. And after my lines would be done, I would just sit my ass back down. But that was fun. We had a good time. Like it was a different vibe the band has with like a front man as opposed to like two guitar players. Cause it is true. Like it's cool to see a guitar playing front man, but everybody's stuck behind a microphone at that point. There's not that one person that can get out there and kind of like interact with everybody as much as a front man can.
Right.
So
unless you're what's the name of what's that band that does all the fucking Christmas shit shows? Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yeah,
those guys have like the fucking wireless headset on and they fucking like run up and down the fucking aisle singing and then all that shit.
Yeah. You know what, the guy, sound guy Sean, he hit me up before the show started because he saw my post or whatever about it, and he's like, "Yo, I got a wireless mic." He's like, "I love this idea. I got a wireless mic for you to use already." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then he commented underneath it. And he said, just try not to break your other arm before that show. And then underneath that, I put a picture of Kit Winger with his stupid ass little like headset microphone. I would never be caught dead, dude. If they told me that was part of my two things I would never do in a band ever. Number one, play an instrument and then sing through a microphone that is attached to my head like that. That's violation number one. Violation number two. And I don't care who I offend, and this is a demographic I have yet to offend on this show, but I'm about to do it. Lead singers that play a tambourine. That sends the douche chills down my spine. Like that gives me the douche chills more than two guys in a band that are singing into the same microphone. How they did in the 80s a lot of times, like, that shit kind of gives me to do chills a little bit too. Like, just get the fuck away from my microphone. This is my microphone. Get away from it. I don't want to go into the chorus of an AC/DC song and smell everything you ate that day or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it out of here. But the tambourine guy, nah, get him out of here too. I don't even care if it's a girl.
You don't? I was gonna say tambourine girl's okay.
No, I don't. I'm anti live tambourine. Like you can put it on it makes a nice noise for like layering shit and stuff. Like I get all that, like the egg shaker, the like all that stuff is cool or whatever. But I just don't want to see somebody up there, like especially a singer that don't play nothing, because a lot of singers can play like piano and like guitar and they
right.
They play all kinds of shit. They're musicians. Like those guys aren't just singers, they're musicians. And then you got other half-ass singers that like they're up there like they'll be playing a tambourine and then they go around trying to tell people they're musicians.
What about What about live triangle?
No. Any little handheld shit past a harmonica
Cowbell?
is acceptable.
Cowbell?
Is acceptable. No, absolutely not.
No
The
cowbell.
The cowbell is only as part of the drum kit only. As part of the drum kit only. The only I'm trying to think of instruments that aren't like real instruments that I see a singer playing that, I like a singer that could play like a keyboard and shit,
those what do you call those two wood sticks that they bang together? There's a word for it. There's a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play those too.
The ones are they the ones that where you can smack them together or you can slide them and they make like that rattle?
It's like
like
yeah,
that.
Yep.
Yeah, what the fuck are those called, man? No, I don't
know. Ooh,
I don't want
maracas.
No, nothing. I just you got two hands as a singer. One of them is for a microphone, and the other one is for pointing at people, throwing devil horns, and all that other traditional metalhead frontman shit. Like you save your other hand for that, and that's it. If you're gonna play something, go play a real fucking instrument. Don't give me the fucking tambourine. That's all I got.
Two cymbals together.
At the very end, I'll accept it. Like a gong.
Oh man, I can't remember what band it was. Was it Shotgun Wedding? I forget. Somebody, they used to take a drumstick. They used to carry a drumstick with them, and they would play like on the drum set, like while they were singing. Like they would do like this tap on the ride, or they would hit a crash every now and then. And I was like, that's lame.
Yeah, that's fucking lame. Like if you're gonna play it, you can't play it. I brought Godsmack up before, but we went to see them. Fucking Sully, they brought out a second kit, and Sully, the singer, got in there and drummer dueled with his fucking drummer. Like they went back and forth, like playing some fucking kick-ass beats back and forth at each other, and then sometimes they would join in and play together. Like that's cool. That's a fucking singer that I can call a musician. Like he's playing the drums at like an extremely adequate level. He's not up there fucking smacking a fucking tambourine off his hip and shit. I'm sorry if you're out there listening and you're one of those singers, but
what about only one part of a xylophone where it's one note? Bing, bing, bing.
That's a loaded question. It's not a loaded question. Get a fucking xylophone. What the fuck are you gonna? What are you doing up there with a xylophone? Like, the reason I would never see that is because I would never see a band that had a need for a fucking xylophone. Right. Yeah, I'm in the wrong place. I made the left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, that'd be like then the other person next to them has like the steel drum, or they're like doing the whole thing.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes you don't smoke enough pot. Sometimes you smoke too much. All right. Before we put Levy to sleep. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, speaking of, you still there, Levy?
Yeah.
Nope. Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've gone through Blackout and Shout Financial, Blackout and Shout Sports, and Blackout and Shout Music. So I guess we could probably we can end it.
Yeah.
Anybody? I'm sorry, Jed. You're the host.
It's okay. Feel free.
Okay, do you got anybody? Feel free to carry on. Yeah. Can I take off? Does anybody have anything else to add before we get out of here?
Nah.
Jed, you nah, man.
No, I did, Levy. Nah. Man.
Well, enough's enough. We're out.